into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the best show on the land and in the
That's
land,
right.
on top,
Come on.
underneath the land.
That's right.
All of the above. Tomorrow
yeah.
is something beautiful. That's why these guys are hyping me up, actually, because it's International Women's Day, and we are celebrating in the best way we know how. Do you want to know what the theme is?
Ooh, bring it on. What is it?
The theme for this year's International Women's Day at that is for all women and girls, rights, equality, empowerment.
Oh, this is brilliant.
It's broad,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that it is open and inclusive.
Yep.
I love it. As we were saying yesterday, I think there is a vibe. It's not just about creating awareness around this notion. Great to have it on a poster. We want to see it in action.
Absolutely.
Lived. And I think that's
Systematically.
completely.
Yeah.
And we had a little conundrum as we started the show. So for Women's Day, do we give you the spotlight?
Right.
Do we pour the praise and the light on you? No, what we do is we empower you so that you can do it for yourself. And I think ultimately all of us need to be asking these questions today. I love that.
I love it. Today,
brilliant one,
tomorrow,
yeah.
every day, really.
And today's the best day for it, I think, and that's why we're going to bring some great conversation to your doorstep, exactly. And I hope you get involved in the conversation too, because that's why we're chatting to you this morning. And with that being said, we've got a good morning post. So tomorrow, being International Women's Day, what's the question, people?
So let's have a little gander. When you think of a powerful woman, who is the first person that comes to mind? Let us know about them. Drop us a voice note, 063-408-8863. It's an unfair question to ask me because I've grown up in an all-female household.
Come on,
so
all of the above.
I'm surrounded by incredible women all the time. But I'm going to choose my daughter, I think, in this case, because she is in that stage of becoming, hence the grey hairs and the dramatic weight loss and everything else that comes with that level of anxiety. No, she is a force of nature, and I'm so glad that she's got that, because I think the world kind of grinds a woman down. So for me, I'm so glad that she's got her true north. For you?
Can I just say, being a daddy's girl, that just means the world for you to have said that. For me, it's too on the nose to say myself, so I'm going to go ahead and say
Please
my
say
mother.
it.
No, I absolutely love her. I think she's just the perfect combination of warmth, but also empathy, forgiveness, grace, and she just really embodied a different version of what a woman is today. A soft woman, but a powerful woman at that, and I really look up to her.
Because to be soft, you've got to be hard. You've
Yeah.
got to be rock solid
100%.
to achieve that level of compassion. I get that, and that's who you've modeled your life on, and that's why she is so awesome. Please drop us a voice note. We want you to share your love, your pride for those powerful women. It doesn't have to be someone famous. It can be a family member, or it can be someone that you grew up with, a teacher.
Right.
It can be your best friend. We don't care. We want to be inspired this morning ahead of International Women's Day tomorrow, being the 8th of March. But there are a few other important dates to get in and important occasions. Let's get into those news and sporting headlines ahead of the weekend.
Absolutely. Let's start off with national headlines. First up, now Microsoft's 5.4 billion rand boost for South Africa AI training and cloud expansion on the horizon. And that's where President Cyril Ramaphosa has welcomed Microsoft's 5.4 billion rand investment to expand cloud and AI infrastructure in South Africa. Now, this was announced at Microsoft South Africa's head office in Johannesburg, and the initiative aims to meet growing Azure demand in the Southern African Development Community region. And Ramaphosa also praised Microsoft's plan to train 1 million South Africans in AI, machine learning, and cyber security. Now, this followed the company's previous 20.4 billion rand investment in enterprise-grade data centers in Johannesburg and Cape Town, further strengthening South Africa's digital economy. Now, moving forward and carrying on with local headlines, we move to the world of markets, and new markets at that, which is boosting agricultural growth. Now, South Africa has secured market access to export fresh table grapes to the Philippines, which is a milestone announced by Agricultural Minister John Steenhuisen. Now, the country ranks among the world's top 5 table group exporters, having shipped 63 million cartons in the 2022-23 season. Now, around 55% of exports go to the EU, while 20% are sent to the UK. And the industry employs nearly 87,000 seasonal workers and 15,000 permanent staff. Now, this expansion is expected to boost exports, create jobs, and enhance black farmers' participation in global markets. Well, we now move to international headlines. Mozambican police opened fire on supporters of opposition leader Venancio Mondlane during a protest in Maputo, and that was injuring at least 16 people. Now, the protesters were calling for electoral law reforms following Mondlane's exclusion from talks over President Daniel Chapo's disputed election victory. Now, the clash occurred just before Chapo signed an agreement with other political parties. And Mondlane's exclusion raises concerns that the agreement will do little to stabilize the resource-rich nation. Now, fears have since grown among his supporters as his whereabouts remain unknown after police dispersed the march. Well, next up in international headlines, U.S. President Donald Trump has issued a last warning to Hamas, demanding the immediate release of hostages held in Gaza. Now, in a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump stated that if Hamas did not comply, and, quote, not a single Hamas member will be safe, and that he'll be sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job, unquote. Now, his statement followed confirmation of direct talks between the White House and Hamas regarding the hostages. Now, Trump warned of severe consequences if the hostages were not freed. And finally, NGO Hamba Bamba Funda. Yes, you heard it correctly. They are celebrating a major boost from the Local Initiatives Fund of South Africa, backed, among others, by the governments of Monaco, France, and Switzerland, securing funding to complete its move to Joy at Caroline Mavuso Daycare Center in Soweto. Now, this means even more support for caregivers and little ones in under-resourced communities, giving children aged 0 to 2 the strong start that they deserve. Now, founder Monja Bunziaya calls it a game changer, more training, better learning spaces, and a ripple effect that will be felt for generations. Now, in an area facing tough challenges, this funding helps break cycles of poverty through quality early education, securing brighter futures for all. Well, that's a first look at our headlines, and we move to the world of sport, and I'm sure G-Man has all of the latest.
What a perfect story ahead of Women's Day. Invest in the mothers, the gogos that are taking care of this country, and they will do it. I love that. Difficult to top, so we're not going to do it. Let's start with football news. Man United were held to a 1-1 draw by Real Sociedad. That was in the Europa League last 16, first leg tie last night. Joshua Zirkzee fired United ahead, but then Mikel Olafable equalized from the spot. That was after a Bruno Fernandes handball. Also, some dodgy moves in the box. Tottenham fell 1-0 to AZ Alkmaar with Lucas Bergval's own goal, proving the difference despite Guillermo Vicario's crucial saves in between the posts. Now we turn to rugby, and Romain Ntamak and Gregory Aldrit have been named in France's squad for their crucial Six Nations clash up against Ireland. So Ntamak returns after suspension, while Aldrit, he overcomes a groin injury to make it back into the squad. And a French win in Dublin on Saturday could blow the title race wide open again, with the unbeaten Ireland currently leading the standings as we speak. Now let's bring it back home for some golf, and China's Wang Yiding and England's Jordan Smith shot flawless rounds of 7 under par 63 to share the Joburg Open lead. That was after day one at Houghton Golf Club. So they hold a one-shot advantage over a chasing pack that includes South Africans Malcolm Mitchell and Jaden Shaper, along with England's Marco Peng and Callum Tarrant, and then Germany's Nikolai von Bellinghausen also in the chase. Then a big move as we move to two wheels, and they are different wheels. Now, Pirelli will become MotoGP's exclusive tyre supplier. That's on a 5-year deal starting in 2027, replacing Michelin, which has held that role since 2016. So the switch coincides with some major regulation changes, including quite a big one, a shift from 1,000cc to 850cc bikes for an improved safety. And Pirelli, already supplying Moto 2 and Moto 3, also provide tyres for Formula 1. So they've certainly got the chops for it. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get into our weekend weather.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Let's get into the weather for the first time this morning, where the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms, which may cause localized flooding in parts of the Free State, Northern Cape and Eastern Cape, affecting settlements, roads and property. Now, although Gauteng is expecting temperatures above 30 degrees today, City Power in Johannesburg has warned of potential power outages, with over 5,000 faults reported after heavy rains and flooding in recent days. Now, the Hertz Hill and Randburg areas are the most affected. Meanwhile, it's reported that the Vaal Dam may hit 100% capacity soon as heavy rain does persist. Now, let's get into the moment you've been waiting for. This is the sunrise view of the hour. And there's something in the water out in KZN, because out in North Dean, Karen sent this beautiful morning view with us, expecting a 31-degree high today out in North Dean. Thank you, Karen, for just reminding us of the beauty of South Africa. The tree was a paid actor in this one, I can tell you that much. Beautiful image right there. And remember to share your morning views with us on 0634088863. We'll delve into that throughout the show, and we would love to wake up alongside you. Speaking about waking up to a new day, let's get into your temperatures for what you can expect today. You know, sometimes I wonder if Uppies is a real place, because 39 degrees is crazy.
Or maybe just our weather person is just being cheeky and naughty upstairs. No, I'm sorry, I know we make light of it literally every day. It's purely out of love, just to take the edge off what is a very hot day. And of course, we don't want to take the edge off this show. We want it to be the most empowering show possible. We are focusing on International Women's Day to try and set a tone that lasts every day.
I love
think
that. Let's get into a conversation around people doing the work. 1,000 voices, one woman. And that's exactly what we're going to touch base with and delve into all the details of that straight after this, to see how women can really, like you said, empower themselves and make an impact in their communities.
Yeah. Now, someone that has definitely empowered themselves is Mani Badu, who is coming through with a new album. It's dropping today. And with it, a live piece of music too. It's accompanying all the magic, so you don't need to go anywhere. There's a lot to look forward to right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show on this gorgeous Friday morning. Tomorrow we are celebrating a very special day, International Women's Day. And we're so honored today to speak with Tina Tiart, the founder and trustee of 1000 Women, One Voice. Now, this is a powerful women's organization dedicated to advocating for gender-based violence, or GBV as we know it, and the awareness around that, as well as support for survivors, most importantly. Now, we touched on this year's IWD theme, which is International Women's Day theme, accelerate action for gender equality. And it's never been more important and more relevant as we look toward actionable steps to just create a world where women have equal opportunities but also equal rights. So Tina, welcome.
Yeah,
and thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Tina, your introductions just get longer and longer and longer as you take in more within your scope. So thank you so much for being this voice, one of the many voices that make up an incredibly powerful collective right now. I love the theme, and maybe that's a good jumping off point, because we speak so much about awareness, which is vitally important. We don't know what we don't know, but we need action. Are you seeing action now in the right direction? How are you feeling about our current state?
Yeah, like we said, I think holding the line is important. We've got all this new legislation now. We've got laws to protect women. But when it comes to reality, there's no action. We had 11,000 rapes in 3 months in South Africa reported. And you know how many people do not report. Go unreported. So although we've got the means of doing better, it's not going well. It's not going well. 14,000 sexual assaults. 100 women in one province reporting sexual harassment. So, yeah.
And you're right, it's the ones that are reported, because how many conversations do we have amongst our girlfriends and our moms and our sisters where we hear of these stories all the time and it doesn't even make it to the police station, you know? Well, I hope it's not all harrowing, but before we get into any of that, what do you think the biggest barrier is to gender equality in South Africa in particular?
Well, again, come back to GBV, because gender-based violence is really a big barrier, and we see more and more in the workplace. So we have to address that. And then education, opportunities for women and girls. I still wonder how many women and girls get those bursaries that the government is giving
the pink tax is real.
Yeah. And then how many of those women complete their education? I mean, in a small community like Masipulele, there are 32 girls. Girls who are walking with babies on their backs and who are not going to school. And we have to change that. Definitely have to change that. And then access to technology. I mean,
it's a big one.
Everybody works, you know, with technology. Lots of women do not even understand WhatsApp.
On the other side of a very big digital divide that's only getting wider and wider right now. Everything that you say, I will choose to see as an opportunity right now, because it shows us where we need to focus. When we see a social a gap in that social setup, that's what we need to focus on. But it's different at every baseline of life. You've got women who are empowered in the professional world being taken out of that in order, if they want to be a mother, suddenly they're lost to professional world, and there is nothing to accommodate them re-entering after they've done university and. Let's go down a few rungs on that social ladder, and you've got young girls that are experiencing period poverty and can't even get to school to go and be educated. How do we address it when it is so dynamic, when there are so many different levels to focus on? Is it something about our heart, where our minds are at? How do we approach such a broad and big conundrum?
Yes, and we always say in our organization, put your money where your heart is.
I like that.
Because all of us can make a difference. We've got old phones lying in cupboards. And a young girl with a baby on her back can access education. And we at the 1000 Women Trust, we also have moved all our training programs to WhatsApp technology. Because we reach a lot of people, 16,000 in a year, but it's accessible. And we also, at the same time, teach people how to use your phone and how to cyber security. And that's the same with our anti-bully policies. So we say every company and every person can make a difference. You can make a small grant to somebody to go to school or to university. When you pay your school fees, you can actually pay for somebody else to access school. And just to look around. And there are many people in South Africa who's doing good. But we still have to all work together, the government, when it comes to access to finance for women to start their businesses. We all know how to sell at home. Women do it while they're having their babies.
Right.
But they need the funding, and then we need to support them. You know, yesterday a big company phoned me, a woman, and she made an appointment to see me. And I arrived at the appointment, and 2 men turned up. And I thought, where's this woman who phoned me?
You must think soft target. Soft target.
And she's like, no, she just phones people. And I'm thinking, she convinced me to meet the company. And she's not out
even
there in the
present.
field. She's most probably getting one of the lowest paid
walk the walk.
jobs.
Don't just talk the talk. I absolutely love that. But I'm going to drop a little gem that another man, Gary Player, gave to me at a very pertinent moment when he was investing hundreds of millions within community projects, and he only invests in women. Because he will get a 4 times return on investment when it comes to community development. We're going to continue this conversation in just a moment.
Yeah, great conversations going down right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And let's bring another woman up onto the pedestal and celebrate her. We're talking about South African genre blending artist Money Badu. Now, she's just launched an electrifying brand new live set in conjunction with the release of her latest album, Misery Loves Company. Now, this thing dropped today, the 7th of March, 2025. Remember the date. And, of course, the live set was also created in collaboration with the cutting-edge creative agency Bad Weather Productions. Now, this promises to be an immersive, boundary-pushing experience that will captivate audiences and showcase Money Badu's innovative artistry. Now, she is joined alongside co-founder and director, and that's the creative director at Bad Weather Productions, Jonathan Bandley. So, I think we need a big feel-good welcome! Yeah. Jonathan, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
I'm good. Money, how we doing?
Great for a morning.
Yeah, well done. You
I
look...
guess money never sleeps.
I love
Here we
that.
are.
Money's looking good this morning, so thank you for showing up. And thank you for this incredible work that you're doing. You literally are blending genres. It's International Women's Day, so we're going to celebrate everything you're doing right now and celebrate the fact that you are doing something incredible. This blend of genres, where did this idea stem from? Was it inspired by an artist, or was it an idea that came to you in an epiphany? What was that moment?
I think it was just generally starting to make music and wanting to not just be a rapper or a singer, and then finding myself experimenting with different genres and just being like, what about if I just do all of them?
Like you don't want to necessarily be defined by one sort of type, right?
And like, I don't think many artists are anymore, you know?
I think it's true, and I think we should eliminate this sort of genre at all, because sometimes when it's magic and when you are creating that, you can't really describe it. And when we talk about magic, we talk about this album, highly anticipated, finally dropped. Misery Loves Company, and you wrote it in a very like new age way, so we've got to decipher it a little bit, but I think I got it right. Talk to me about this, because it's launched, you've done collaborations, obviously Bad Weather Productions are part of it, but Paradise Sound Company as well as Concerts SA, so you're bringing in the big guns, you're really making an impact here. What was the reason behind the name firstly, and then talk to me about the actual album itself?
I mean, you know the saying, misery loves company? Like whenever you're sad or you're down or you're going through something, I think generally it's when you need people the most.
Yeah.
And so that's why misery loves company. And it's a story about my real life and a time capsule I'd like to think of a time in my life where I generally was down and all I had was God to lean on and my friends, and I'm speaking up just about that time in my life.
Oh, wow. So something I think a lot of people in this country will definitely be able to resonate with. Clearly, that's why they're looking forward to it so much. Jonathan, I want to thank you also for being out here, because Bad Weather Productions has done something really cool. I love how you're bringing, I wouldn't say bringing the album to life, but you're giving us another reason and a sort of another medium to engage in the magic. Was this the sort of idea behind getting involved in this live concert, Jonathan?
Yeah, when Money approached us and showed us the body of work she created, we could totally see the vision and realize how could we create something on the live scale that could connect with an audience in the way that the music does. And that was an interesting challenge. And like you say, there's not one specific genre. How do we present that on a live stage in a unique way that isn't one specific way? So this evolution of Money's music and the way we're going to evolve the live show, I think is super exciting for us as a creative team.
Yeah, it is exciting because I love the fact that you clearly can't contain this woman. You can't hold the creativity down.
But you just can't, you know.
But that's what I love about it, because we get this opportunity to see that unfold, to see that sort of evolution, like Jonathan was mentioning. Where do you see yourself going with regards to this project? And it seems like the live production is something that can grow and evolve. Is that the case here?
Definitely. You know, I see it going up like beyond my expectations, but I guess ultimately just existing as a piece of art and bringing people back to just like the love of music and feeling emotions, like a plethora of emotions.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that we miss when it comes to live shows. It's always just our phones out and like you're saying, I am a little bit of a Gen Z, like I am also really guilty of that.
Yeah.
But it is nice to be like tap into the present moment and realize like how beautiful art is, and that's why we come together, you know. So
And
that's
I
what
think you're
imagine.
giving us a reason to be present in that moment and not be distracted and not actually want to do anything. I know that saying of happiness is best shared. So when you're in that zone, maybe that's the reason why they're getting their phones out, because like, oh, this is amazing. Everyone needs to see Money. Come on.
Exactly.
Talk to me about the concert, though. Obviously, I believe it's already aired, or you had a soft sort of a launch last night. What's happening there, and where can people look forward to seeing more of this?
Yes, we shut Cape Town down.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
we had a little listening session at Bro Clubhouse on Clough, and it was amazing. We're heading to Joburg right now for another one, and it's going to be a live show. But yeah, just look out for any festivals and shows. I don't want to say too much right now, but definitely gonna be everywhere.
Money
You're
and
gonna be tired of me, okay? But you never get tired of Money, so we're on the same page.
I love that. We're not going to get tired of Money here. We're not going to put the money away. We're going to bring it out and celebrate it right now. And obviously with this collaboration, it's something that we are also looking forward to. And you, Mzansi, don't need to go anywhere, because Money's still going to step up and show you just how it all comes together. So I hope you're looking forward to the magic, because we definitely are.
Money, money, money.
It never
That's all
sleeps. No, it really does. And we've proven it absolutely on the show this morning. We cannot wait for performances. Yes, new music, a whole lot of creativity going on there. But of course, you have a vitally important role to play yourself this morning. You have a chance to play the Bacomo Power Bowl game show. Dun, dun, dun. We love a little game show. I think all of us dreamt of becoming game show hosts, which is why we love it so much. And you get to be the contestant. Someone is walking away with some amazing prizes today.
I can't wait. And I get to be the game host just for the first round of today. So keep your phone near you, and we might just be calling you in a bit. Not only that, if you've ever wondered, how do I get those surfboard abs like Mr. Rao has? Well, we're going to find out the details of that in light of the Cape Epic coming up. And I feel like maybe I'm
Are you
here
guaranteeing
somewhere.
us Raoul's abs?
Yeah, I am. I promise you
In writing.
in writing that you're going to get Raoul's abs if you listen closely. We'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Morning Show right here, Expresso on S3. And right now it is time for the moment you've been waiting for. The Bacomo Powerball game is here. With 3 million rand in prizes up for grabs, we're calling lucky viewers for their chance to unlock exciting instant rewards. I can't wait to get into it. I'm feeling very generous today. So how it works is in front of us, as you can see, we have the Bacomo Powerball board game featuring 6 balls, spelling out the word Bacomo, in case you couldn't see that. Our lucky winner will then choose which bowl they would like to flip over to reveal an exciting prize. And when I say exciting, I've had a peek and I know exactly what you're getting yourself into. So let's get started with our first caller. Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Ah, you sound so excited already. You sound like a winner, Tanya. I've got to ask you, though, before we get to flipping bowls, which Bacomo product did you buy to enter this competition?
I bought the Bacomo traditional oats.
The traditional oats, I like that, the OG. Absolutely enjoy that every single morning. So, Tanya, are you ready?
Ready to win.
Ready to
I'm
win.
ready.
I love this. So we've got a couple of letters, 6 in particular, before us that spell out Bacomo. I want to know from you, Tanya, which letter are we going for?
We're going for the letter K.
We're going for the letter K. Well, we've got our bowl spinner in studio, who's another winner. Come through, bowl spinner. The K, I have a feeling, holds a very nice prize. Let's go.
Awesome.
And wow, Tanya, you win a year's supply of Bacomo cereal.
Yay!
Wow, you can have all the oats that you want every single day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between. Tanya, how are you feeling about this prize?
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for you, Tanya. And thank you so much for joining in as our first winner for our Bacomo Bowl competition. It's going to be such a great year for you. I feel it already. 2020 Thrive is here. 1 year supply of Bacomo cereal is coming your way, Tanya.
Thank you so much.
I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, stay tuned, Expresso fam, to see what our next lucky winner gets from our Bacomo Power Bowl game. And thank you so much, Tanya, for playing. We still have 5 more letters. Let's see where we head to next.
Whoa, bro,
Yay.
a whole year's worth, come on.
I'm ready for that. Are we allowed to enter? Can you put on one of your voices, dude? Hi. Hi.
Hi, my name is Greg.
Yes. Use something more exotic, dude, if you're going to be using an accent like that, Greg.
We'll work on it.
Spelled
Maybe-
with 5 G's.
Yeah, maybe you should do as well if you want to get involved in that competition. Because how incredible is that? A full year worth of nothing but the good
Wow.
stuff. Y'all are going to be, you're going to be deliciously enjoying every single morning.
I'd watch Carissa, though. She's heading straight for that prize,
saw
man.
that, yeah.
Just watch it there. Well, we're going to try and keep you indoors. We are obviously very much geared up for International Women's Day tomorrow, but we want to make it kind of an everyday thing. And if you're looking to educate, maybe you've got a young girl in your family, kind of plug them into the right kind of energy, we're going to bring you 5 films that you must see. And in fact, we're going to start our education as gents in getting into the right kind of mindset. And Zoe Human, one of our favorites, is going to take us through that.
One of our favorites as well. We've got Dana Jansen also coming through right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Someone that is talking about the journey of empowerment and a female filmmaker that is expressing exactly that. So I can't wait to dive into an incredible conversation just after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Coming off of the high of that win, we are still celebrating International Women's Day. And tomorrow, we're putting the spotlight on extraordinary women doing amazing things in our country. And shining a spotlight right now is one woman in particular, Dana Johannes, a young Cape Town-based female film director. Not only that, she's also a writer and a songstress. Now, this morning, she chats to us about her journey, beautiful journey at that, as well as the challenges and important conversations that she tackles in her film. So please help me in giving her a feel-good welcome. Pew, pew, pew. Dana, good morning, welcome.
Morning.
How are you feeling? International Women's Day is tomorrow.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot resting on this. That's how I feel. And being in front of the camera is very weird for me. So I feel very nervous.
Oh, no,
but
don't
it's all
feel
good.
nervous. You got this, girl. Okay, let's get into this because I want to know about your journey in filmmaking and also what initially drew you to the art of telling stories through film.
Ironically, I was in a music lesson with my vocal teacher. And he then asked me in matric, okay, Dana, what you doing next year? And I said, I want to go into journalism. And he's like,
That's not it.
no go. I know you can write, but go into film instead.
Wow.
And I always had a passion for poetry and things like that and spoken word. And through that, I went to AFTER, did directing and writing. And all along, I just had the music thing in the background.
Wow.
And that's essentially where it stemmed from. And that I also knew that the stories I was seeing about my people were just the standard stock of gangsterism and baby mamas, baby daddies, so forth and so forth. But there's so much more to us, you know. We have different sectors that I think aren't touched on enough. And that's what I wanted and still want to highlight.
I love that because the colored experience is so vast. There's so much more to us that meets the eye. And I love that you shine a spotlight. What I find so funny is that one day when we see your movies on the big screen, it's going to be credits. Music, Dana. Writing, Dana. Production, Dana. Directing, Dana.
And I love to see it.
I love to see it. How do you also maybe incorporate your personal experiences into your films if you do that? I mean, considering you are a woman, you are a colored woman, does that show up in what you make?
It does. So during my time at Advocacy, my friends and I had this thing on the side. And whenever I would pitch a story to them, they would tell me, okay, so is it set in the past? Yes. Why? Because you always like doing things about the party. Oh, is it about a woman going through struggles? Oh, yeah, because you're always doing that, Dana. It was always that type of thing. And they already knew I was going to come with a fresh angle, but it would be the same type of story because there's no new stories, essentially. We're all telling the same stories. We're just putting our own personal
take on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, definitely anything when it comes to the arts, it has to start within. And you have to know where your stance is before you can actually broaden it out and share your insight to the world.
I love that. I mean, that makes sense. As a creative, it does start within and then you birth it and hope that people will catch on to what, you know, you intend to tell. Tell us about Showgirl. I got to know more about this. Congratulations also. Let's get into the details.
So Showgirl, I technically am Showgirl, if I'm being honest. I spent 6 years abroad, 6 months abroad, apologies, and I was touring in Spain. And I was a professional vocalist there, and there, as much as it was interesting and fun and a whole new world, it was very stifling as well.
Wow.
So Showgirl touches on how showbiz and the music industry isn't always as it seems. Because if you look at my Instagram, if you look at my reels, you'd think I was living my best life in Spain. And yes, although I was very blessed to be put in that situation, there were many trials and tribulations happening behind the scenes.
Wow.
So Showgirl basically is about a girl who's in the backstage room, who's basically having this anxiety attack before having to go onto the stage and entertain this enormous crowd in front of her. And she has to leave all of that behind her because it's expected. However, you're just a person, you're human. So your personal feelings and your attributes and everything, you can't just turn it off. However, that is expected of us in this industry.
To show up and perform.
Yeah, that's our life.
This. Okay, I've heard you have an event coming up, so tell me more about it before we wrap.
All right, guys. So I have, and my partner who's not here,
D&D Productions, and we have a show tonight at the Joseph Stone Auditorium.
Wow, out in Cape Town?
Yes, yes, it's in Athlone. Also very much coloured community, very much
beautiful.
synced. So we have Rolene performing, we have Motive harmonizers performing, we have Celeste Dreyer, we have Dean J. Smith as our host. Dylan Colmore is my co-founder, and then with myself as well. So it's just gonna be a time to celebrate, to kind of unwind. Also, a lot of what's happening in our communities at the moment is violence, gangsterism. There's a lot happening. It sounds like World War III.
Right.
And I think it's just a nice time to see what can come out of our communities, despite having that around of us.
Yeah, rising above circumstances.
100%.
I absolutely love it. Oh, Dana, we love you. We are so proud of you.
Thank you.
More women in film, please. We want to see this going forward. And speaking about, I know Zoe's standing by with the gents to tell us more about the top women in film movies you've got to be on your watch list. I wonder how many Dana's seen.
Girl.
I have a feeling one of Dana's films is going to make it onto a list like this in a few years.
That's
we
for
love
sure.
it. Absolutely love it. Congratulations, young lady. Just living. You know when you are not going to ever be as cool as someone else is effortlessly cool? I will take that on. I will take ownership of that. But today we're going to have a bit of fun, man.
Yeah, we are indeed, because we're going to shine the spotlight on women's strength, resilience, and unyielding spirit in cinema. Now, everything from inspiring tales of overcoming adversity to stories that celebrate diversity and ambition. We're all about highlighting the 21st century films that not only entertain, but also empower women around the globe.
And of course, we haven't made the choice ourselves, being two grown-up men, here to give us some of her absolute favorites, and we trust her for being effortlessly cool as well. And this is what you can watch tomorrow on International Women's Day in our entertainment reporters world. Zoe Human, this is a tough thing to put you to task. I'm sorry.
2 weeks thinking about this and really dissecting films that I've loved and I've watched and I've felt really empowered by. So this is the list. Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
could only
Thank you
choose
for
5. Well done.
Thank you. I thought that was very difficult.
Yeah.
So I thought let's start off strong and let's talk about Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
The 2016 film with Taraji P. Henson, as well as Octavia Spencer and Janelle Monáe, who you might know her from music more than anything else. And it's really a celebration of women in STEM. So this is a true story, which I love. I love whenever you end a movie and the credits roll and you see the photos of the real women and you're like,
I know.
So yeah, it's a celebration of these mathematicians, the first at NASA to really lead the path for
crack the
women
code.
forward. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful film, so poignant. And I think if you've watched TikTok and you're like, none of y'all want to drink from the pot that I drink from, that line, this is from this film. It's amazing. It was nominated at the Oscars. I think it got multiple nominations, and it had 94 nominations in its year of 2016 with 37 wins.
Yeah. So incredible.
You know,
first on the list.
That feeling of like, show them, like, It gave me so much of that. It's like,
But it puts into perspective, because you think a women are underserved now and you kind of feel like it's reached critical mass. It's always been like that. So throughout science's history, with most of these big discoveries, generally there's been a woman scientist involved who has got no recognition.
And I think the title speaks for itself. It's about hidden figures. So those people in the community whose stories you haven't told. And how many of that do we have in South Africa?
Absolutely.
So that's top pick for me.
Nice.
Okay,
That's our responsibility. I like that.
Next up, we have Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. We were talking about this, Graham. We love this movie. I personally am obsessed with this movie, and I think it's a beautiful story for mothers and daughters to watch together, even though my mom hated it. My mom did not enjoy this film. But I think it's one of those movies that might miss a generation, but for the next generation, there's such a different level of appreciation for it. Because it really does tell a story of Evelyn and her struggle with her daughter's relationship. And that relationship that her daughter experiences is completely different to the one that her and her mother ultimately experienced. And I think it's such a special story in how it shows that lineage and that change. Because I think we so often view our mothers and we think, oh, that is our caregiver, that is our provider, but there's so much more to women, and there's so much more we have to offer. And I think the beautiful part about this film is that at the end of the day, it's not physical strength that is her successor, it's her emotional vulnerability that gets her where she needs to be.
And that's a superpower. I absolutely love that, because there is a huge amount of baggage that we carry in those kinds of relationships, the model that we know. I love the way this film captures everything, everywhere, all at once.
We love a multiverse story.
Yeah, no, absolutely amazing. Okay. Great choice.
Thank you. So if that story was one about emotional vulnerability, my next choice is one just completely based on physical excellence, and that is the Woman King.
Oh, wow. Of course this is going to be our
Viola Davis deserves
Warrior
to
woman.
be in this category regardless. You can't talk top 5 women
100%.
empowerment and not think Viola Davis. And I think a special nod to this film because it is 90% of the crew is South African. So we love a South African story. And this is also inspired by true events. And the most important part about this story for me, or the telling of the story, is the fact that it's directed by a woman, it's written by a woman, and it stars women. So all this list, this entire list so far, and any story you look at in terms of women empowerment, it's so difficult to find stories that are actually written and directed by women.
Walking the walk, as
yeah, you
opposed
look
to
at
just
Greta
pitching,
Gerwig, and she does that very well with Lady Bird and Barbie, but it's so difficult to find. I mean, you think of her, and then who else?
It's the pink tax.
I love what this film did during its era because, I mean, it was like 3 years ago when it came out, but what it was doing was echoing what
Actually,
South Africans...
7 years.
7 years?
ago.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
7, 8 years.
Okay, well, then maybe I
But
changed
listen,
my
4 of
sentiment.
those we crossed out, eh?
But currently, they're shooting Woman King #2 right here in South Africa right now. So let's get ready for that.
It's opened the door for celebrating South Africans as well, which is something I
100%.
think is incredible.
Okay, next up, Rule Breakers. Now, if you haven't heard of this film, for good reason, it's only releasing today.
I've heard... Is this with the robot?
Yes, with the robot, the Afghan dreamers.
yeah, this
so
is
this
so
is
cool.
also another true story about the Afghan dreamers, a group of young women who achieved international acclaim for their robotics work. The lead, Roya, so real life person, she won the 2013 Time 100 Best People of the Year for her work. She's received death threats from the Taliban because of the power of her work in getting women into robotics and into computers, especially in Afghanistan. So it really is just such a powerful work, and I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see what happens next.
The power of representation, we talk about how vital it is within other areas of media, but within the creative space, you need to see that. A young girl needs to connect that dot. And this is one of the most powerful ways to do that. I love it.
100%. So you can watch that at New Metro this weekend.
Yay.
And then lastly, we have one that I think it's the oldest of these, and I think in terms of inclusivity and racial inclusivity, it still has a long way to go, but I think it was so ahead of its time when it came out, and that is Legally Blonde.
Oh, this is a classic.
Okay, so to everyone who's rolling their eyes right now, because I've watched the film and I love it, and when you talk about walking the walk, she literally does. She has created a path within Hollywood for other women
100%.
to follow. I'm talking about, obviously, Reese Witherspoon, but this film kind of flies under the radar, but there's some powerful gravitas there.
Even today, it still has so much relevancy if
No,
you actually look back on it.
100%.
It's actually
We have
powerful.
an up sound that we could have a look at that I really think is amazing.
Oh, get us in the feels. Bring it on.
Let's have a look.
Oh, we'll get that now. Hey, isn't the world just like that? Find a strong woman and silence her. No, we'll get into those words now.
Speaking about the importance of women in spaces, women leading the stories and really telling stories about women. And Legally Blonde, what was amazing about it at its time was that it wasn't a story that said, okay, I need to change and adapt in order to prove the man. That's what she wanted to do, but ultimately it was a decision she made for herself. And it wasn't something she did by changing who she was as a person, by digressing from her core beliefs necessarily, but it's something that what made her stupid in the eyes of many was ultimately what achieved her success in law.
It's a superpower.
And
I love that.
It's amazing.
Yes, that is beautiful.
So can I add to this just a bit of a personal perspective, because you've got a lot of this going on within you. Where does that come from you? Is it from an example? Is it from where everyone is at the moment? Is it a moment in time? Where does your source of empowerment come from? Because clearly there's a fire burning at the moment. You must feel that. Where does that come from?
Listen, I've been involved in women empowerment for years, and I think it was something that it wasn't necessarily something that I chose, but something that chose me. And sometimes it's just because you exist as a woman, but sometimes it's because you choose to be bold. And the greatest thing you could do for other women is choose to authentically be yourself and be the version of yourself that stands true. And then it'll encourage other people to do the same.
Give them license. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Yes,
you.
please. That's enough to celebrate. And we're celebrating all women right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Not just Zoe Ewan, but all the others that are coming through. But I got to say thank you. Incredible list. Something that can empower you this weekend. So get involved in it. And I got to say thank you. What a top 5 indeed. We're going to carry on with a lot of magic coming right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've got Money Badu performing, which is ahead of that new album that has dropped today. And then the abs are coming out for Cape Epic. Yes, as promised.
He's literally giving you his abs on the other side of this.
No!
Do you still have abs?
Wait till later.
I don't believe that he still has abs.
I do. I do.
Only you can make my day.
Hey, I'm Zanzi. Welcome back to It's Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as promised, we're still celebrating all women ahead of International Women's Day. And with that, I got the best woman in town to join me for some fitness, yay, sports. Now, listen, as you may know, obviously, we also have the upcoming event, the Absa Cape Epic, which is an ultimate test of endurance, right? This is something that's pushing riders through 613 kilometers of tough terrain and 16,000 meters of brutal climbs. Now, last week, we made protein bars to help us power up for intense rides, but I think endurance isn't just about nutrition. It's about having a lot of ability, and especially when it comes to a core. You want it to be strong so it can give you that stability, give you the control, and give you that power on the bike. So we're going to do something that you, Mzansi, can join in on right now. I'm going to try to do about 5-6 exercises of some core. You can literally do it anyway, and it's a fun part of activating the power within.
You said fun?
Yes.
Okay.
Fun will be had.
Okay,
You ready for it?
Upper body and abs are like a nightmare. They're the worst things for me. I know that they're most important, especially for women, to, you know, secure the goods.
The goods, yeah.
Goodness.
I think what's more important about it is the fact that it really unlocks so much power. You can have so much strength in your legs or your upper body, but to have it connected by the core is what really brings that power together. So capitalizing on not just your abs, which are on the front, but your core on the inside, have those together, and you'll have an absolutely...
Now it makes sense.
You'll have a fantastic time wherever you are, just like that gent there that you're looking at. Look at this lad in nature, just enjoying life because his core is on. That's what it's about.
Are we going to do that exercise? Because that's hectic.
We'll get there, and that's something that helps you in gymnastic moves and everything else. So again, you don't need anything for this, just maybe a surface. If you have like very sensitive elbows and knees, a mat's always great. You can use pillows for this, it doesn't matter. But come join us right now and let's have some fun with this. So you've heard of a bridge and a plank?
Bridge and a plank,
Those are pretty simple. I want to try and step it up a little bit and see if we can create a challenge out of it, all right? So what we're going to do, let's start off on our elbows for this one, okay? It seems quite easy, but what you want to try do is start with your feet close to each other, elbows stacked underneath your shoulders. And another good cue here is to not have your back arched. Otherwise, you're going to put a lot of strain on your lower back.
You explain this.
So what you want to do is kind of create a hollow. So that's kind of inverting your spine, really drawing your navel towards your spine. In this position, you should feel some stimulus. What we're going to do is step it up, though. So for like 45 seconds, what you can try to do at home is see if you can start extending your hand slowly out and controlling it. And the goal here is to not rotate your hips too much. Try and keep them nice and solid. That makes it so much harder because now you really have to engage your core and try and control it. And as you can see, you have this natural desire to want to rotate your hips. So the stronger you get with the core, the less you want to have some of this movement right here. And this is a hard exercise already, so...
It's so difficult.
I know, and the movement that you have is actually really great because normally people are falling all over the show to the side and stuff. You are absolutely nailing this, okay?
And I'm shaking.
You are, and that's brilliant. So we're working the inside of the abs here. That's the real core. Now we want to get to the side. So you know those things like, you got those Levi lines over here that are really working. You got that serratus, you got those little intercostal muscles. That's really important to try work out so you can get that cross-chain action so that you can have that stability. So here's another challenge. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
And we've got grading here, so if you can't do this move, you can try something a little bit easier at home and work your way up towards it. So working the side, I want to face the camera. Have your elbow placed on the soft part of the mat, and you essentially want to have your glutes pushing forward. Have a nice neutral line from your shoulder to your foot, assisting by getting your hand up. And now we want to see if you can, while squeezing your glutes, lift your hip up off the ground and hold that. And you'll feel a, whoa! Carissa, nicely done.
We
wow.
made it off the ground.
I thought I'm going to have to give you a graded exercise, but you're absolutely nailing this. So you want to rep that out a little bit, go up and down, and keep that control, and you will literally see those obliques working, contracting, just to keep you aligned and keep you in that beautiful position. This is something important for rotational movements, for counterbalancing, especially if you're a runner, a cyclist, anybody that needs that stability. This is absolutely fantastic.
All right.
You want to have another crazy challenge here.
Yes.
You saw the bridge of the elbows, right? Now we're going to go for the hands. See if you can do this one. This is hard, okay? It is hard, but it's a fun one to try out. So we're going for like a high plank sort of a position. This is almost like a push-up. Again, I'm stacked. I'm not arching my back. I've got a nice, good, solid core, and I've got control on this one. Now you want to try lift your hand up and your foot at the same time. So slowly controlling, hand and foot goes up. And it comes back down. And we're trying to alternate and do the exact same thing on the other side.
Opposite
squeezing.
arm.
Yeah. It's tough, eh? It's really tough. Come on, Carissa, you can try one.
Mine never matter. Let's go.
Force that control. Yes! I love that. I love that. That's absolutely brilliant. Why? Yeah. So that's my challenge to you, Mzansi.
That's harder than it looks.
Yeah, exactly. And this is exactly it. You don't need crazy bits of equipment. You don't need anything wild. And like I said, I promise you fun. She's laughing. Yes, I win.
As for exercise, I don't know if I did any of that, but hey.
Well, the challenge is yours to make the most of it this weekend, Mzansi. So do exactly this. Try a couple of these exercises. Go for about 3 rounds of each. See if you can do it for about a minute on, and that will literally obliterate and fire up your core. And I think if you're an athlete, or especially if you're cycling, this is going to help you because the Cape Epic takes place the 16th to the 23rd of March, 2025. So all you cyclists can try this workout at home. It's going to give you a strong core, which will completely transform how you tackle the route, getting you in charge, getting you on, and getting you fired up for the good stuff. You want some of this for summer? Get involved, baby.
Bring it on.
It is almost the top of the line. In fact, it has just got 7 o'clock. Let's delve into our national news first. And starting here in South Africa, Mfolozi Park remains South Africa's rhino poaching epicenter, sadly, with KwaZulu-Natal losing 332 rhinos in 2024. However, this marks a decline from the 325 in 2023, albeit marginal. Nationally, 420 rhinos were poached, 79 fewer than the previous year. And the Department of Environmental Affairs attributes the drop to dehorning efforts, particularly the Ezemvelo KZN Wildlife Program in Mfolozi, funded by the Worldwide Fund for Nature. It reduced poaching from 35 cases in April to fewer than 10 per month by September. And Kruger National Park recorded 88 poachings in its zone. Staying with the South African connection, President Cyril Ramaphosa has welcomed Microsoft's 5.4 billion rand investment to expand cloud and AI infrastructure in South Africa. So announced at Microsoft South Africa's head office in Johannesburg, the initiative aims to meet growing Azure demand in the Southern African Development Community region. Now, Ramaphosa also praised Microsoft's plan to train 1 million South Africans in AI, in machine learning and cyber security. This follows the company's previous 20.4 billion rand investment in enterprise-grade data centers in Johannesburg and Cape Town, further strengthening South Africa's digital economy. I think they know what we're worth. Now we turn to an international front now, as peace talks between the US and Ukraine will take place in Saudi Arabia next week as President Zelensky seeks a fast and lasting peace. Zelensky said on social media he'll meet with a crown prince and work with American partners. The talks come amid tensions between Zelensky and President Trump that widely publicized over the last week. It was reversed US policy on Ukraine. That as US intelligence sharing with Kiev has halted. Concerns arising now about Ukraine's military strategy. So Russia has meanwhile warned against European troops in Ukraine after any deal, calling it, quote, direct war. Now, a little closer to home, Mozambican police opened fire on supporters of opposition leader Venancio Mondlane during a protest in Maputo, injuring at least 16 people. The protesters were calling for electoral law reforms. That was following Mondlane's exclusion from talks over President Daniel Chapo's disputed election victory. So the clash occurred just before Chapo signed an agreement with other political parties. Mondlane's exclusion raises concerns that the agreement will do little to stabilize the resource-rich nation. And fears have since grown among the supporters as his whereabouts now still remain unknown after police dispersed the march. Now, finally, from India comes this inspiring story of Tarun Sekhar, a young man who brought back the ancient Yaz harp, once played for Tamil kings some 2,000 years ago. This unbelievably beautiful instrument, shaped like a peacock, had long been considered extinct. But driven by a passion for Indian instruments, Sekhar started Uru Instruments, which now sells Yaz harps worldwide. After studying architecture, Sekhar decided to focus on instrument making and embarked on a journey to decode ancient Tamil literature for clues. And with help from experts, he reconstructed the harp's design and, most importantly, its sound. Now, Sekhar's mission is to revive lost instruments from Indian states, spreading the beauty of India's musical heritage. What an absolutely beautiful notion. And that's where we leave our news headlines for now. Let's get into the sport.
Thank you so much, G-Man, and thank you for handing over sports to me while I try and handle this role and dive into all things football. First up, where Manchester United were held to a 1-1 draw by Real Sociedad in the Europa League last 16 first leg. Now, Joshua Zirkzee fired United ahead, but Mikel Oyarzabal equalized with the spot after a Bruno Fernandes handball. Now, meanwhile, Tottenham fell 1-0 to AZ Alkmaar, with Lucas Bergval's own goal providing the difference, despite Guglielmo Vesario's crucial saves that made the difference on the night. Now, moving to the world of rugby, and Romain Ntamak, as well as Gregory Aldred, have been named in France's squad for their crucial Six Nations clash against Ireland. Now, Ntamak returns after suspension, while Aldred overcomes a groin injury. Now, a French win in Dublin on Saturday could blow the title race wide open, with unbeaten Ireland currently leading the standings. Well, next up, we move to the world of golf, and China's Wen Yiding and England's Jordan Smith shot flawless rounds of 7 under par 63 to share the Joburg Open lead after day one at the Houghton Golf Club. Now, they hold a one-shot advantage over a chasing pack that includes South Africans Malcolm Mitchell and Jaden Schapper. Now, along with England's Marco Peng and Callum Terran, as well as Germany's Nikolai von Bellingshausen. Now, lastly, in all things sport, we move to motorsports, and Pirelli will become MotoGP's exclusive tyre supplier on a 5-year deal starting in 2027, replacing Michelin, which has held the role since 2016. Now, the switch coincides with major regulation changes, including a shift from 1000cc to 850cc bikes, and this for improved safety. Now, Pirelli, already supplying Moto2 and Moto3, also provides tyres for Formula 1. Well, speaking of racing action, it's time to head to the world of traffic. And here's the latest and seeing how we can serve you.
Let's get a scope on the weather, shall we? There is protesting action taking place on the N6 route at Ducats. Protesters are burning tyres as we speak, stoning cars and damaging road surfaces. So yes, some traffic reports on motorists are urged to avoid the affected area. Please make use of an alternative route and make that an absolute certainty. Then moving down to Middleton in Cape Town, there's traffic now building up along the N7 southbound at the ramp towards the N1 inbound. Delays are expected, so please do allow for some added travel time and please stay safe while driving. Now, let's see if the weather's going to play ball ahead of the weekend.
Well, let's get into the weather this morning, where the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms, which may cause localized flooding in parts of the Free State, Northern Cape and Eastern Cape, affecting settlements, roads and property. Although Gauteng is expecting temperatures above 30 degrees today, City Power in Johannesburg has warned of potential power outages, with over 5,000 faults reported after heavy rains and flooding in recent days. Now, the Hertz Hill and Randburg areas are the most affected. Meanwhile, it's reported that the Vaal Dam may hit 100% capacity soon as heavy rainfall does persist. Well, let's head into that sunrise view of the hour. All I'm saying is that KZN set the mark so high at the start of the show. But let's see how Gauteng's doing out in Randburg. Mark sent this beautiful picture through. I love it. The part that I love most is that the traffic is not chock-a-block, which is probably definitely something that you would love at 7:07 in the morning. Thank you, Mark, for this beautiful sunrise view that you have shared with us. Gorgeous, gorgeous weather is heading your way. But let's see what the rest of the country can get through as you start snapping away. Clean that camera and make sure that you have memory enough to share your morning view with us on 0634088863. Mzansi, we look forward to seeing that. Heated weather expected across the country, but listen up, Mzansi. I want you to play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 67 million rand, and that's in total estimated jackpots this Friday, and you could make it rain lots of cash this March. Now play Powerball for an estimated 37 million rand, and then you get Powerball Plus for an estimated 30 million rand today. How can we get our hands on tickets? I hear you screaming. Well, buy them in store now. I'm pretty sure many of them are opening. nationallottery.co.za is that website, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or just simply dial *120 *7529#, and that is for USSD. Now, we've posted the details on our Expresso social media pages, so please go and check them out. And then Panda Pusher play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 67 million rand, and that's in total estimated jackpots today, and you could stand a chance to become a multi-millionaire, but you got to play now to get yourself in the running. For now, though, we're heading into the second hour of the show on this Friday morning. Graham, what's coming up?
Oh, well, I hear your money, and I raise you even more money. Money Badu. In fact, she's our kind of money, and she's here to perform just for you this morning. She is officially going to kickstart the weekend with some brand new music. It's a vibe, so you better move the coffee table, as we say. Then we're going to get creative. We've been having a lot of fun reveling, in fact, in all that the Samsung Galaxy S25 can offer. We've gone for functionality, how it can support you. Now we're going to get creative, or at least Ryle is, and we're going to have some fun. Stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back at your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And let me tell you, I'm feeling really cool right now because look what I got. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 in my hands. I feel so empowered. And I really think that nothing beats mobile devices that allow you to match your creativity with their innovation. Now, for all the creatives, I have your next device right here in my hand. And I created some cool content for my social platforms using the Samsung Galaxy S25 and the quality and features that are unmatched. So I want you to check something out right now so you can see exactly what we're talking about because this thing is so cool. Check it out.
Looks like we had a great time, right? It looks like we had a great time. But yeah, you talk about that. I think that's how you got the abs for today. You're on the
bro,
surf
you
ski,
need a
bro.
call for that, bro. So I was actually out with David Mocker. He is a legend in the surf paddling game.
A guy, yeah.
Yeah, and he's literally has won multiple world championships. So I got a chance to go out ahead of nationals and the world championships of paddling, which is taking place in South Africa. So there's a lot of stuff happening on our shores coming through, and that was at Simonstown. Beautiful location. It was an epic day yesterday. You'll be able to see a lot of this on the show. We'll be sharing this with you in a bit. But I got a cool opportunity, like you can see, to create some epic content. It was so easy. Obviously, from standing on piers hundreds of meters away, the zoom, the lighting, everything just works so well. And you can see that this is real worthy.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's like you got a little crew with you, dude.
I did, yeah. I had our crew with us. Obviously, Dale was filming
look
and
at that
Mikesh, but it was so fun. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed discovering what else you could do with this phone because it's not just the editing abilities and it's not just capturing video, but I mean, I thought you needed to be a pro to edit, but you can literally edit straight off your phone, and that's literally what we're showing you right now.
I love that.
No external applications needed to be downloaded for it. It was that much fun, and it's something that we obviously showed you right now. All you need is the Samsung S25, and this is exactly what we were doing, showing you how easy it is to edit, showing you how easy it is to just have fun with some of the features here. And speaking of those features, there's a lot, guys.
There's a lot going on. I'm just thinking of our poor crews now who now understand that they're going to have to start filming us while they're filming us doing everything. So I'm sorry, guys, but it's
Social
just the
media
moments.
needs to see it, TV needs to see it, everybody.
There was a lot going on yesterday, and it was really cool to have the team there and just to have them capture some of these moments. But they said it wasn't that much work because literally this thing does it all for you.
Yeah, point and shoot, baby.
Yeah.
Point and
so
shoot.
Another feature which I loved was the slow-mo feature. Obviously, just a single tap, you can capture stunning slow-motion footage, and you can make it easier than ever by creating high-quality cinematic videos without the complicated settings. And one thing I've realized by the slow-mo settings right now, as you can see over there as well, normally you'll see a lot of pixelation in a shot like
you
this.
lose the detail.
Yeah, especially when you are zooming into a shot, but literally it's so crisp and clean. And I think that's also based on the fact that the frames per second in slow motion has increased, and so has the detail. So we used to only be able to shoot these in like maybe 1080p, but it's going up, man. Like you can get it in like close to 4K for your slow motion. So it's incredible.
Better than your eye can see, actually.
Your eye actually can't see a lot of this. So for me, I use this so much in my sporting world. When I'm doing technical starts, when I'm doing things like beach flags for life-saving, there's things you can't see. And slow motion gives you the opportunity to see some detail that you can work on.
Like your stroke form, dude, you best be getting it right when you're next to a multiple world champion.
Gee, you couldn't have said it any better because literally I came in there also thinking like paddling was just like, what? No, bro. Core, David explains it like holding a medicine ball and almost kind of really rotating around. So, bro, my ribs, my intercostals, everything was like worked properly.
And I was thinking paddle was on the court. I'm so confused.
No, it's all mediums.
I thought it was standing up, man. I don't know, man.
Exactly, it's a whole new world. Now, it doesn't stop there, right? Because I've noticed in studio settings, when I'm in the outdoors, there's a lot of like ambient noise, wind, waves, and sometimes I'm trying to like say something important.
Right.
And then nature just drowns me out, you know what I mean?
Especially this nature, dude.
And I see you guys often are asked to do things on social media, and then the studio will be quite crazy and noisy. there's such a cool feature called Audio Eraser, right? Now, what this does is it makes it easy to enhance the quality of your videos, your podcast, or your voice recordings. And with just a few taps, you can focus on the sounds that matter and remove everything else. So this gives your content a professional sound quality. So, I mean, we've got a couple videos that we've actually taken here on the show. Here's one here of you, G. So I don't know if this is actually coming up on the screen, if we can actually mirror this. But right now, I've got a video that we've taken earlier of G. You'll see these little stars in the middle, which I'm going to click on right now. Yeah. What that is doing is essentially bringing up AI analysis of all the sound in the video. And then what it does, it gives you the option to play with the voices, playing around with the noise. So as you can see here, I can like literally change some of the levels of the noise. I can mute it all the way if I want to, or I've got a lovely band here to control the ambient noise in the background, and I control the voices. So for those that are never able to keep quiet in studio because they're always excited, we can drown them out now.
Kind of like every moment on the show, because there's a lot to get excited about.
And you know, and B's always got to put on that voice and say, guys, silence in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
She no longer has to worry about that. She can just chill and let AI do the rest for her.
No, she's never going to stop worrying about us. I'm telling you, someone is still going to have to tell us to keep quiet, and that's okay, man.
Now, one thing I also loved is sometimes you don't have the opportunity to record everything you're doing, but you want to still capture that moment. So often you want to leave the phone there, capture like a nice time lapse. Yeah. I love what you can do with time lapses here, and it's so cool because it's something that you can create. It's something that you can edit afterwards. Lovely. And it's another feature that's rich in the many features that you can see here. So just to highlight not only the time lapse feature, but if I was to go to obviously all the tabs that you generally have, I've got portrait, I've got photo, video, and then more. And in more, we've got expert, raw, pro, video modes, night mode, panorama, slow motion, hyperlapse, you name it. Single take is something I absolutely love as well.
Or with my kids when they're playing, you want the best photo of your child. Yeah. Because you get that kind of candid moment in the moment.
I love that.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, so listen, I'm going to do the best thing I can. We can see the studio here. BTS going all the way around. So let's take a single take of the hottest people in the studio right now. Do something crazy. Single takes happening. Oh, yeah. And just like that, we've got like 12 seconds on this. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go crazy.
There's more.
Yeah.
Oh,
go crazy. Go wild.
Goodness.
Let's see what's happening. And I think in the next few seconds, we'll be able to see what this has captured. So
pump them out.
I've never used the single take feature before.
So let me play a video. So touch and hold the video as it plays to see it in slow-mo as well. Whoa, okay. So there's a lot more that we can do here. I don't know if you guys can see that right now. So I'm going to touch and hold that.
Who are those beautiful people?
Oh, check that. It goes straight to slow-mo. I'm just putting my finger on it. How cool is that? And then release it, and then it goes back to real time.
That is incredible.
And guys, I was sitting down here just moving my hand. How cool. It makes you think like the cameraman was getting involved.
It's dynamic.
It's the phone, man. This is so cool. So I'm definitely going to be holding on to this one. You will not get this back, whoever wants it. And I think for everyone at home, the right tool can really transform your vision into a reality. And with the right device, your creativity knows no limits. So get ready to do it all on the Samsung Galaxy S25. Booyah, because it's here, baby.
All right,
how's those pockets, bro?
Wow, dude. What we need now is the money to go out and get these devices. And luckily, we got the money. Yo, Money Badoo is in the house. There is so much, I'm going to call it a wave breaking around this artist right now. You can feel it. There is international interest. There is so much traction here in South Africa. And with good reason, she stands alone. And she is cooler than any of us will ever be. And she's here just for you this morning. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, my name is Money Badoo and this is Heartbreak Hotel. If you've ever been heartbroken, then we've checked into that hotel, but it's not home, okay? We don't stay there. I'm just a fool, I keep falling for your lust. It's in that I don't really mind, I let you in all of the time. Might have been blind, I close my eyes, overlooked all the red flags. I feel so used. Yeah. The distance between love and desire. Now look at this, we're caught in the fire. It's broken while you're breaking my heart. Heartbreak Hotel. The distance between love and desire. Now look at this, we're caught in the fire. It's broken while you're breaking my heart. to all my friends. They don't know I keep coming back. I guess what they don't know ends up hurting all the time. Yeah, you're the worst, and you know it. All the things I did for you, try to hide, but it's showing and it's burning out in hell. To tell the truth, I'm just a fool. I keep falling for your lies. It seems that I don't really mind. I let you in all of the time. Might have been blind. I close my eyes, overlooked all the red flags. I feel so used. Yeah, the distance between love and desire. Now look at this record in the fire. It's broken while you're breaking my heart. Heartbreak hotel. The distance between love and desire. Now look at this record in the fire. It's broken while you're breaking my heart. Heartbreak hotel. Yeah. I've been checking in, I'm in the lobby. Cause you turn loving me to a hobby. I recognize that you don't want me. I realize you're not my baby no more. Even though I treat you well. Now I'm all alone at this hotel. I should go and focus on myself, baby. Delete your number from myself. I should go and find somebody, bring them to my bed. But I got the sweetest memories haunting me instead. Carry heavy load inside me, wish we never met. And I've been feeling like a zombie, might as well be dead. To tell the truth, I'm just a fool. I keep falling for your lies. It seems that I don't really mind. I let you in, I love the time. Might have been blind, I closed my eyes, overlooked all the red flags. I feel so used. Yeah, the distance between love and desire. Now look at this record in the fire. It's broken while you're breaking my heart. Heartbreak hotel. The distance between love and desire. Now look at this record in the fire. It's broken while you're breaking my heart. Heartbreak hotel. Heartbreak hotel.
Heartbreak hotel. Yes, please. Give me my money.
We wrote the day off. We just wrote Friday off. It is now like 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Yes,
Okay,
I
the
love
party
it.
has officially begun and she ain't going nowhere. You can show some love on social media. Then we're going to shed some light on a new color. No, we're going to get into, I think, the nitty gritty, and this should
Yes.
excite you. We're going to see how color and texture inform the design and a space. We have been doing a deep dive with Plascon in terms
Yeah.
of how color has evolved, the hybridity of color at the moment. Going to enjoy that.
I love that. And not only that, we'll go into your homes and find out how we can spruce things up this autumn, winter. So much
Oh,
inspiration
gosh, yeah.
lies for you on the other side of this. So we'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, opening up to a beautiful Friday right here on S3. And I think, especially when you think about this country, we've got beauty, we've got rich diversity and diverse influences at that. And I think we naturally blend styles, textures, and ideas to create something uniquely our own. And that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, we got our own DNA for sure. And the 2025 Plascon Color Forecast embraces the spirit of hybridity. Yes, it is a word. And this week we are diving into materiality, exploring how textures, how surfaces, and those finishes, the nuances, interact with color to bring depth and dimension into your home design.
When talking about the Plascon Color Forecast, we're not just speaking about the colors of paint. We're also talking about interior design, the objects in the room, and materials in the space. I'm now joined by the editor-in-chief of House and Leisure magazine, Charles Edwards. Charles, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It's always so lovely to touch base with you, and today we're discussing color and materiality. So what are some of the trends that we can expect?
So I think definitely internationally and locally, what we can expect to see is a lot of mixing of colors and styles, definitely eclectic. More people are kind of playing with color, playing with their spaces and interior styles. It's just people being quite brave with mixing styles and being bold.
Now, Chris, when it comes to color and texture, it's not just about the paint and the color choice, but it's also about the surface in which it lies on.
Completely. So color is so much about light, right? And texture, what we call materiality, will impact the way the light hits the surface. So when you're looking at paint, it's not just the wall you're putting it on, but actually what you're painting and how glossy it is, how matte it is. These things all impact color choice ultimately.
And quite practically, for the layman at home who's trying to understand and unpack materiality, what is it?
Basically, materiality means just a mixture of materials. So literally the rug on the floor, the wooden floor, just a mix of materials, but looking at the materials of each item and design.
Now, I keep hearing the term biophilia being repeated. What does that mean? What does that entail?
Yeah, so biophilia is a concept that's been around for a while now, but it's gaining much more mainstream understanding. And it literally just means the love of nature, but incorporating nature within sort of man-made spaces.
For the average person at home, you know, it can be quite intimidating looking at materials, whether it's matching or mismatching them. So how can we incorporate these ideas in our own spaces?
I would suggest always starting with the structure of your house. Listen to the house, listen to the color palette. Obviously, using color and Plascon colors on the walls will help you, but I think it's also looking at what sofa do you have, what rug do you have, do they work together? And maybe if you're feeling a little bit shy or insecure, just kind of experiment with small pieces like an artwork or a vase.
I went to Madikwe Game Reserve with top interior designer Myra Kutsadakis for more insight. We are in the heart of Madikwe, and I mean, this is the bush essentially. So why is it such a picturesque and perfect place to discuss interiors, paints, and textures?
Because Palesa, inspiration is everywhere. What can be more inspiring than the clay that speaks to wall textures and mottled finishes, rough textures underfoot, the grasses that talk to like beautiful fabrics that have got an interesting warp and weft, the trees, the timber, the organic nature of all these materials. They inspire our work, but obviously, to shake it up, we would combine it with something metallic, something glossy, something shiny, and therein is the contrast of hybridity.
We have been outside, we have been speaking about this concept of materiality and textures, and you've now led me to this beautiful home. How can we see what we've been speaking about outside translate quite literally into this interior, even though you didn't design it?
I find that the outside influences the inside. Exteriors are interpreted in the interior space in the nicest possible way. You see materiality working in this space. It's all kind of that interesting hybrid play of rough and smooth, raw, refined, glossy, and gorgeously coarse and textural. The wall textures here in this gorgeous ochre, almost like an elephanty olive grey-green, are such a good representation of what we saw outside, but then layered on top with baskets, with high gloss heritage pictures. So it all kind of has that play that we call that hybridity.
The space feels modern, but also it's quite nostalgic in its African roots. And I love the fact that we've been able to quite literally see the perfect example within the last word. Ngiyabonga, ma.
Thank you, darling.
I couldn't think of a better place than the bush to see and feel the ideas of texture and materiality.
Step into a world where color meets possibility with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products and stand to win a state-of-the-art Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid worth 500,000 Rand. Simply WhatsApp your receipt, name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply. Plascon, together we've got this.
Hybridity and how materiality, the use of different materials, textures, tone, can inform that. So everything, everywhere, all at once. That's how South Africans roll, and we are here for that. Hopefully, that's inspired you in your space.
Now let's inspire some winners because it's time for our beautiful game of Powerball. Yes, this one's brought to you by Bacomo. And earlier, if you're watching the show, we already got ourselves a winner. So let's keep doing exactly that with the Bacomo Powerball game, which continues right now. And we've got 5 bowls left out of our 6. That's because someone already claimed a beautiful prize. Now, each of these bowls is marked with a letter, spelling Bacomo. Obviously, the K has already been taken out. So you're going to select one, and then we're going to find out what your prize might be. Now, a reminder that we've got 5 bowls left. The K has already been taken. So let's find out who's on the line to be our potential lucky winner. Good morning. Is this Riaz?
Morning, yes.
Hey, Riaz, how are you doing?
Yes.
Riaz, are you good? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Your line was a little bit unclear, but now I can hear you perfectly, man. So listen, talk to me about what's happening this morning. Have you had a chance to enjoy any Bacomo breakfast before you woke up?
Yes, I did, actually. In the morning, I had wheat bix, Bacomo wheat bix.
Oh, though, that's one of my staples. So you clearly have been fueled and you're ready for this one. Do you know how the game works, Riaz?
Yes, they explained to me.
Okay, so basically we've got 5 bowls left. What I need to remind you of is the fact that there are 5 letters, each represented on a bowl, but we have got 3 O's. So if you are going to choose the letter O, I need you to be specific. There's an O after the B, which is on the top. We've got a bottom left O and a bottom right O. So if it is going to be an O, you've got to tell me which one. But if it's not, if it's a B or an M, that's going to be simple. So all you've got to do, Riaz, is choose a letter. Which one is it going to be?
I'm going to go for B.
For B, the first letter of Bacomo, and I'm going to ask our resident spinner, our flipper, to come up here and do the things. All right, Riaz, you ready for this one? What's it going to be? 3, 2, 1. 1,500 Rand is yours! Yes!
Wow, man.
Riaz, how are you feeling about this one?
Amazing. Really amazing. I really appreciate it, man. And thanks to Bacomo for giving me the opportunity.
Oh, man, we appreciate you being a part of this competition. I hope this is the perfect start to your weekend. And apart from some great breakfasts, what else do you think you're going to spend on the money? You're going to celebrate this weekend?
No, actually, it's our fasting month, so I'll probably keep it for my Christmas.
Oh, that is brilliant, Riaz. That is a smart move. I absolutely can't say thank you enough for being a part of this game. And congratulations, a perfect start to your weekend. And that's how simple it is, Mzansi. We've still got one more lucky viewer who is still waiting, who we're going to grab on the line. So you better stay tuned to see what our final caller unlocks from the Bacomo Powerball game. Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Your Friday never looked this good. And let me tell you, we're going to give you some beautiful inspiration when it comes to layering up your house this autumn winter. Now, layer up with the ultra soft brushed bedding. When I say soft, it is incredibly beautifully soft. Plush blankets and throws. The Woolworths Autumn Winter 25 Homeware Collection transforms your space into a warm and also very inviting retreat. Head of Trend and Design, Shekinah Rose, is here to unpack the inspiration behind the newest collection to help us ease into autumn. Shekinah, welcome. And when I say ease into autumn, that's what we want to do. I could literally just lie on this the entire time. How beautiful is this? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's get into it. What were some of the biggest factors to consider when putting this beautiful collection together?
So our theme for the season is healing synergy. So it's really all about connecting to nature, healing wellness, tactility and interest. A lot of interest you'll see come through. Our consumers are demanding more and more from us from their bed and bathroom products.
Yes.
So we really have to take that into consideration. They're really talking to things like self-care rituals and wellness overall. We've also seen an intensified shift towards homemaking, you know, giving that comforting feeling. So definitely that. And then we've seen an increase in the demand for sustainability once more, you know, that's something we stand for. So really just consumers looking for products, you know, that will preserve the planet, not only for humans, but for all species. So therefore, sustainability was top of mind throughout the entire development process.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Innovation, sustainability, but of course style.
And wellness.
And wellness.
And wellness.
And style. Yes. We don't compromise on that. When it comes to the trends though and the styling, what sort of things are we looking to when it comes to textures and colors and the different options available?
Yes. So in terms of color, I must say we've definitely upweighted our neutral offering this season. So everything from your ivories to your sort of taupey tones, and then we will go a little bit deeper into the season. As you can see, it goes a little bit darker on some items. So layers of naturals, definitely. A variety of greens you'll see on offer, and again, greens is just that true ode to nature, just speaking back to that well-being factor that we want to bring into the home space. So again, your lighter green, sage has almost become a core color, continuing from summer 25, and then as we go into the sort of more cooler period, you'll see darker tones of olives that we'll just layer on top of the sages, which is really nice. We've also included this season a little bit of amber and warm metallics, just again to bring through a more luxurious feel to the overall collection, and then again it just warms up the palette a little bit. So definitely some move-ons in terms of color for us that we're really excited about. In terms of patterns, we drew inspiration from rock formations, geological patterns.
I see it in a lot of the vases that I've been noticing.
Yeah, so it almost gives you that true nature feeling, again bringing that into the home. You'll also see quite a bit of foliage-inspired patterns on our textiles as well as our dining. So again, just bringing that sort of natural element into the space. And then again, a lot of surface interest, which is quite exciting, and it also just warms up the space.
Surface interest, what does that mean?
Surface interest would be like sort of just your basketry, your wood, natural grains on the wood, authentic marble. So again, just, you know, that rock sort of feeling and bringing that into the space. So a lot of move on in terms of texture and surface interest. Ribbing is still something that's very on trend. It's just not going anywhere. So you'll see that sort of on the candles. You'll see it on the throws.
The big ribbing.
So on the softs and on the hards, you'll see a little bit of ribbing.
Wow.
So again, surface interest is a big focus for us this season. Yes.
I love that. I'm not saying that I got my nails done to match your collection, but maybe I did because I fit right in. I absolutely love it. I'm on trend. Shekinah told me that. All right, I love it. How would you say that this collection really captures the essence of autumn?
Yeah, this entire collection really just enhances that feeling of comfort, you know, and feel-good moments. I think that's sort of really the sort of aim that we went for.
Absolutely.
And I think we've achieved it really well. We also have sort of a reimagined vintage-inspired theme that you'll slowly start see coming through, and again really just makes the overall collection a little bit more luxurious, but in a very nostalgic way, in a very comforting sort of way. And again, what truly makes this ideal for autumn is the fabrics and the materials that we used, and again really just giving that cocooning feel that we all like sort of
I want a cocoon in this bed right now.
That we all seek this time of the year.
Yeah,
so I think
it's
that's
cozy.
It's really cozy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Well, Shekinah, you've done a fantastic job. I'm going to ask you the hardest question. Some of the standout pieces, can you highlight them for us?
I must say every single item this season really is like the product is the hero this year. But a few call-out pieces, I would have to say fur as a material. You'll see that come through in quite dominance. We've done it confidently in our throws as well as in our scatters. So definitely as a material, it's perfect for layering, and it just really just gives that cocoon feel, as I said. So that is definitely a standout piece. I have to mention this bed. So this is, if I can just pull up the scatter of the pillow here. This is our Savoy sateen bedding for the season. Really beautiful, very luxurious, very soft. What makes this nice is that we've given a new, so luxury is normally very simplistic, but we've added this modern stripe, you know, just to modern it with this beautiful flange border. I love that. I'm very excited.
Pattern on the outside.
Absolutely, with the contrast with the green piping. So really excited about that. It's absolute must-have this season. Then what's very exciting for us is we launched our first bamboo blend towel collection. In beautiful sage, a white, and then we also have a natural colorway. So again, just talking to sustainability and the use of sustainable fibers and yarns. So it is a blend.
If you could
really
just
nice about this towel, it is super plush, and it almost has a little bit of a sateen finish. So again, just giving it that luxe element, and then this beautiful bold border. So very excited about that.
I love it. Here's the ribbing once again, even on the toilet brushes.
Even on the toilet brushes and the bathroom accessories. And I must say, another exciting thing, cast iron has been on the uprise for a while now. So this is more sort of a traditional look, but perfect for your winter stews. Cast iron is a must-have, you know, for your hearty meals this season. What I'm excited about is that we have it in full 5 colors this season. So again, a core collection of naturals, reds, and then a dark green. And then we brought in the sage just as a trend input for the season.
I love it.
And then we also have a beautiful plum color, you know, perfect for gifting as well.
And these also caught my eye. How stunning is this
I have to talk about this. This is our ceramic cookware collection. Again, a must-have for the modern cook.
Come on.
What makes this collection very special is that it's got a non-stick coating. But because it has a ceramic coating, it means no harmful chemicals were used in the coating process. It's 100% food safe. And again, it's just absolutely stunning. It's got a contemporary design with this beautiful brushed gold handle. So we will be spending more time indoors, so you might as well cook in style.
Hibernation, bring it on.
All the way. And then we've got obviously beautiful, you know, utensils to pair with that. The collection also has a range of bakeware items to complement also with the ceramic non-stick coating.
And I'm noticing the amber glassware that you had mentioned earlier. It really is
just
luxe.
warms up, and very luxurious. So very excited
we gotta
about
do
that.
it, girl. You killed it.
We did the most.
You did the most, and it is going to pay off. I'm telling you, our homes are just gonna get that much better. I'm so excited to get into this. Of course, as you know, you could shop and take all these things. Believe me when I say they feel good, they look good, they are good. Available at Woolies in-store, online, and on the app, of course. Please, happy shopping, happy autumn, winter to you. Shekinah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, my favorite item, can I tell you since I asked you? It's going to have to be these pots. I think it was the first thing I saw when I looked here. I consider myself a modern cook. I'm only about 3 to 4 years into my cooking game, so something like this, and it's just so sleek.
It's absolutely sleek and really comfortable. It's also quite lightweight, where your cast iron is obviously a little bit more heavier. But again, I'm not a cook in any way, but when I do it, I want to do it in style. So definitely
I love that.
And what's exciting is we've got something great to offer for every room in the house. You know, it's just not limited to bed and bath.
We're in the kitchen too.
In the kitchen, you've got something beautiful to complement the rest of the house.
Come on, it's a cohesive space. That's what we're talking about. Well, speaking about the kitchen, we've got a wonderful recipe that we're going to whip together. I heard something about cardamom, pistachios, rose. Graham, our cook, how are we doing there?
I will be ably assisting this morning. Now I'm ready. I will take on the new skills this morning because I've got an absolute gem here in the kitchen with me. Fatima Saib is here. She's going to join us in the kitchen to whip up a delicious, quick, I like that, easy dessert that is perfect for the month of Ramadan. So whether you're prepping for iftar or maybe you're looking for a fuss-free sweet treat just to enjoy with loved ones, this recipe is a crowd pleaser. It looks exquisite. Fatima, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, very, very good. Sending you nothing but love and blessings at this time. I know there's a lot going on in your world. Are you managing to keep your feet? Because this must be a crazy time for you.
I think so.
we try. And this is when we rely on those absolute favorites. Because with something like this, it's not just food. There is an emotional component, there is a social component, there is a cultural component. This means so much to so many people. I'm not just talking about this dish specifically, but you're entering into a space now which is quite treasured. So we tread lightly. That being said, we don't want it to be scary and intimidating. So talk us through what we're going to be creating this morning.
Of course. So today we are making a 5-ingredient rose and cardamom mousse. And that's like all my favorite words in like one piece.
I think a lot of people just stopped what they were doing, put down their books or their TV remotes or whatever, and they're like, okay, now you got my attention. Because these are the heady spices, the senses get engaged. And that is vital. And it's simple.
So easy.
So we talk around it because it really is so easy to make. So where do we start?
So we start with some cream and a bowl. So pro tip, if you're going to make this mousse, or any mousse, make sure that your bowl and your cream is cold. So pop it in the freezer before the time, not your cream in the fridge, bowl in the freezer if you can. Because the cold helps the fat in the cream to kind of like solidify, and then it gives you a fluffy mousse.
There we go.
So it's insane.
Kitchen hack number 1.
There we go, starting off strong.
Freeze your bowl, keep your cream really nice and cool and refrigerated. I love that. Clearly we've done that. I can feel the coldness coming from our bowl.
So do you want to whip it?
I do,
whip it just a little
definitely
bit.
do.
So we're just going to get soft peaks. Oh, you put the whisk on first and then in the bowl.
Listen, I've got 2 young kids. I'm used to stuff flying across our entire kitchen at home.
Yeah, we're nearly there. That's what I love about TV. It's like almost there.
I know. Well, thanks to Tiff and our amazing team behind the scenes who take us to number 99 every day.
I think that's fine,
that's all right?
Yeah, that's like soft peaks.
There
Look
we
at that.
go. So just for the uninitiated, when we talk about peaks, what does soft peaks and hard peaks look like?
So if you lift, so let's just do this. So if you're going to do this, you can see it's a nice soft peak in the bowl. Can you see that?
Like a
so
beautiful
it's almost
little
like
mountain
floppy.
range.
Yeah, whereas with a hard peak, that's more for meringue. So it's not, you can like actually put it over your head and it shouldn't fall.
And it'll stay.
Which I would not. I would not.
Oh, we are definitely trying that in this kitchen at some point. I almost feel like keeping some of the cream so I can taste that on Ryle in just a moment. Okay, so we've got our soft peaks. What's next?
So now we're going to add some rose syrup. So this is what you use for faluda. So it's going to give it that flavor and that color. So we're just going to add that in. This is about 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
And then condensed milk.
All right.
So this is a 1/4 cup. But what I love about this recipe is you don't have to use all of this. Or you can use more than this.
You can use as much as you want. I mean, you know,
Not as much as you want. Maybe just like half a cup.
Who's that person in your family that you've just had to put the governor on?
My sister-in-law, I hope she's watching this because she loves sweet things.
Shots fired. And I know you're not a big fan of sugar itself, but these are sweet treats. So let's get over ourselves for a moment here. You obviously do want that, but I also think there is such a beautiful richness of well-balanced flavors here that a little goes a long way.
Yeah, totally.
You don't want one element to overpower the others.
No, this is a perfect balance. And then obviously what brings it all together,
cardamom.
My favorite ingredient, cardamom. So we're just going to sprinkle that in.
And is this the headiest of most spices? It just feels like it's just something that engages the senses on another level.
It does, it does. And we're going to gently fold this in.
Because there's a savory element to this. It's difficult to know where this sits in the spice ecosystem because it is just, it's so rich. There's a headiness to it, as I say.
Yeah.
Is it sweet? Is it savory? It's amazing.
Yeah. Listen, if you come to my kitchen, it's going to be in all of my food. Cardamom is my number 1.
Really? No, I can get that, and I don't think you're alone. So I'm going to try and get this with the... Wow.
Yeah, before we put the...
That is a freshness of notes.
So this is so this is gelatine that we bloomed with 2 tablespoons of water. We just let it sit for a bit because it needs to get, like you can see, this consistency.
So quite gelatinous.
Yeah. So I'm just going to stir it up a bit. I'm actually So you add this to this and then whip it again, but sometimes you could get lumps. So I'm actually just going to take a little bit of this mixture,
Hack
put it
number
in.
2.
Yeah, and then give it a mix, and then you are going to whip it again for us.
Okay, I am. Now that I know.
You're going to put it on first again
I
before in the
can. I feel like now we've started to know, now I've got creams, and seeing as we know that it's not a stiff peak, it's going to probably fly all over the place. So let's do this.
So we're just going to whip it for about 30 seconds.
Cool.
Maybe even less, just until it's combined, because you want to get rid of that lumps, but you want to make sure that everything is nice and mixed together.
It's a mousse, it's not a big poofy meringue. Yeah.
Exactly.
How's that?
That looks perfect.
Thank you.
Such a pro.
I've learned from the best. I really have.
I hope you mean me.
and I can feel eyes rolling all over the studio as I say that. I think just from a presentation perspective, the color is so beautiful.
Stunning, eh? And now we're going to pour it into glasses. But you know what? This dessert, this is actually something my sister used to make often when I was younger. But, you know, she didn't use cardamom. That's something I love to use. So she just make it nice and plain. Because, you know, as a kid, you just like...
Oh, simplistic, yeah. No, I will spend 3 hours cooking for my kids and then they'll go for the 2-minute noodles.
Is it?
You know, it's just, I've learned this, okay? You've got to feel like you're failing on some level as a parent. Otherwise, you're just not doing it right.
Yeah. So you could put this into individual glasses like we did and decorate it. But for Eid, this is actually a really great dessert for Eid. Put it in a bigger container and then make white chocolate shards. So you can put white chocolate on baking paper, roll it up, put it in the fridge, put it over. And then if you want to elevate it a little more, chocolate dipped strawberries.
Oh, get
white
out
chocolate,
of time.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But for now, we're just going to do nuts.
We'll put the governor on once again for your sister-in-law, just before we lose our heads. Absolutely amazing, beautiful stuff. If you missed any of these steps, as simple as it is, you can head over to expressoshow.com. We're going to round it off with maybe a few little pistachios.
Yeah, because this has to also go in the fridge. So we're going to set it for about an hour. But we have one that's already made.
And it looks absolutely exquisite. Hopefully you guys can see there. And I've got a spoon for tasting, so I suppose I better. And I love the introduction of our pistachios. Just how beautiful does that look?
Yeah.
Because, as I said, I think there is something kind of sweet and savoury happening all at the same time. I don't want to get too many pistachios to overpower.
So you'll see this one's a little bit darker than the one we made, and that's because you can add food colouring to just give it more intensity if you want. So play it out. You could even maybe do ombre layers, separate them into different bowls, add a little bit more in each one.
I like the idea of ombre because there is a flavour journey. I suppose because you're engaging so many different sensory points through this, it really is an absolute journey and it is exquisite. It tastes beautiful. Thank you so much. You are absolutely masterful at what you do. Hopefully this has inspired you. Ramadan Mubarak. Hopefully this has given you just the culinary inspiration you need. I'm going in for another bite. I'm sorry, it's just too good. Sorry, Ryle, this is gone, dude. It's all gone.
He's going to have to wait like an hour.
Naughty. It looks so good. I can't be more grateful for that deliciousness coming through right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, as well as a lot of opportunities to win big. Firstly, there's a winning opportunity when it comes to your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. But also there's a winning opportunity if you love breakfast, and that's with the Bacomo Powerball. And a reminder, we've already had 2 rounds, and our first winner took away a year's supply of Bacomo cereals, and then our second winner and second caller, which took away 1,500 Rand in cash. So there's so much to still choose. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bowls left, and it could be yours. So hopefully you could be the lucky winner on the line that we call in just a bit. That could be our official winner. But you're going to have to stick around for that. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you just after this break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso right here on S3. Thank you for choosing us this morning. Let's get into your national news first before we delve into some entertainment for the final hour. Nationally speaking, the Automobile Association says the viral TikTok campaign, Broken Taxi Chronicles, should be a wake-up call for the transport industry and law enforcement. Now, commuters share shocking videos of taxis with missing steering wheels and broken doors, exposing serious safety risks. AA spokesperson Eleanor Mavimbela stresses the need for mandatory roadworthiness inspections, noting unroadworthy vehicles contribute to multiple road deaths. After the Transport Department's Holiday Road Fatality Report, the AA says urgent action is needed to prevent more accidents and, of course, to save lives. In other national news, Hluhluwe Umolozi Park remains South Africa's rhino poaching epicenter, with KwaZulu-Natal losing 232 rhinos in 2024. However, this marks a decline from 325 in 2023. Now, nationally, 420 rhinos were poached, 79 fewer than the previous year. The Department of Environmental Affairs attributes the drop to dehorning efforts, particularly the Ezimvelo KZN Wildlife Program in Hluhluwe Mfolozi. Funded by the Worldwide Fund for Nature, it reduced poaching from 35 cases in April to fewer than 10 per month by September. Now, Kruger National Park recorded 88 poachings. Looking at your international news making headlines, Nigeria introduced new standards and guidelines for organ and tissue transplants on Thursday, aiming to regulate a sector plagued by ethical concerns. Now, Minister of State for Health, Isiaq Adinkunle Salako, explained the guidelines focus on kidney, liver, bone marrow, cornea, gamete and embryo donation, surrogacy and storage. Despite medical advancements, Nigeria faces donor shortages, cultural issues, and weak laws that fuel trafficking. Now, the guidelines prohibit organ sales, ensuring voluntary donation and transport allocation, protecting vulnerable populations from exploitation. Meanwhile, peace talks between the U.S. and Ukraine will take place in Saudi Arabia next week as President Zelensky seeks a, quote, fast and lasting peace. Zelensky said on social media he will meet with the Crown Prince and work with American partners. The talks come amid tensions between Zelensky and President Trump, who has reversed U.S. policy on Ukraine. Now, as U.S. intelligence sharing with Kiev was halted, concerns arise about Ukraine's military strategy. Russia has meanwhile warned against European troops in Ukraine after any deal, calling it, quote, direct war. And finally, NGO Hamba Bamba Funda is celebrating a major boost from the Local Initiatives Fund of South Africa, backed, among others, by the governments of Monaco, France and Switzerland, securing funding to complete its move to joy at Caroline Mavuso Daycare Centre in Soweto. This means even more support for caregivers and little ones in under-resourced communities, giving children aged 0 to 2 the strong start that they deserve. Our founder, Monia Bonzaya, calls it a game changer, more training, better learning spaces, and a ripple effect that will be felt for generations to come. In an area facing tough challenges, this funding helps break cycles of poverty through quality early education, securing brighter futures for all. Somebody once said that I believe the children are the future. Shout out to you, Sid, for that one. It's where we leave your 8 o'clock news. Let's get into some last sporting details with Graham.
Thank you so much. Let's kick it off with footballing news with the European connection. And Manchester United were held to a 1-1 draw by Real Sociedad. That was in Europa League last 16, first leg tie last night. Joshua Zirkzee fired United ahead before Mikel Oyarzabal, he equalised from the spot. That was after a Bruno Fernandes handball. Now, elsewhere, Tottenham fell 1-0 to AZ Alkmaar, with Lucas Bergval's own goal providing the difference there, despite Guillermo Vicario's crucial saves between between the posts as well, so lots of drama. Now we turn to rugby, and Romain Ntamak and Gregory Aldrift have been named in France's squad for their crucial Six Nations clash up against Ireland. So Ntamak returns after suspension, and then Aldrift, he overcomes a groin injury to get back in the squad. A French win in Dublin on Saturday could blow the title race wide open, with unbeaten Ireland now currently leading the standings. Now let's bring it back home for golf. And China's Wen Yi Ding and England's Jordan Smith shot flawless rounds of 7 under par 63 to share the Joburg Open lead. That was after day one at the Halton Golf Club yesterday. So they hold a one-shot advantage over a chasing pack that includes South Africans Malcolm Mitchell and Jaden Schreppe, along with England's Marco Ping and Callum Tarrant, and then Germany's Nikolai von Bellinghausen, all in the chase. Now on to motorsport. Pirelli will become MotoGP's exclusive tyre supplier. That's on a 5-year deal that starts in 2027, obviously replacing Michelin, which has held that role since 2016. So the switch coincides with some major regulation changes, including a shift from 1,000cc to 850cc bikes, and that's for improved safety. Pirelli already supplying Moto2 and Moto3 also provide tyres for Formula 1, so they really are the it team at the moment. But that's where we leave our sporting highlights on this Friday morning. Let's get one last look at the roads.
Thank you so much, G-Man. And yes, as you head into your cars and set sail for the weekend, let's see how we can serve you. Now, starting in Pretoria, Gauteng, they are roaming cattle on the N1 southbound. Now, this is at Rigel Drive or Rigel Drive, and the left lanes are closed, causing heavy delays. So if you are making use of the affected route, please stick to the right-hand side of the road and remain vigilant, and especially when passing through. We move now to Cape Town in Athlone, and there's been an accident involving a truck on the N2 inbound after Jake's Havel Drive. Now, traffic is slow moving as a result of congestion, and we ask you to please maintain a safe following distance and exercise caution when driving through the affected area. Well, that's all we have for you from the roads. It's time to head to the sky now and find out one last time what's happening in the world of weather. Now, one last time, reporting from the world of weather, and the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms, which may cause localized flooding in parts of the Free State, the Northern Cape, and the Eastern Cape, affecting settlements, roads, and property. Now, although Gauteng is expecting temperatures above 30 degrees Celsius today, City Power in Johannesburg has warned of potential power outages, with over 5,000 faults reported after heavy rains and flooding in recent days. Now, the Hurst Hill and Randburg areas are the most affected. But meanwhile, it's reported that the Vaal Dam may hit 100% capacity as soon as heavy rainfall persists. Well, something to definitely celebrate there, but also what we can celebrate is this, our sunrise view of the hour. And Roshni comes through with something spectacular all the way from Durban. In 29 degrees Celsius heat, you've got a beautiful ray of magic just poking through the clouds there as it offers up the glimpse of what the sun is going to bring. And that's just pure bliss for the entire weekend. So thank you so much for sending this incredible shot through to us. And a reminder, we'll do it all again on Monday morning. And the number is 063-408-8863. For now, though, your last chance to take a look at the temperatures you can expect on your side of town. It's looking hot and it's looking like a beautiful weekend, and maybe we can make it even more beautiful, Mzansi, by allowing you to play the following: Powerball and Powerball Plus for 67 million rand in total estimated jackpots happening this Friday. And you can make it rain lots of cash for March. So play Powerball for an estimated 37 million rand and Powerball Plus for an estimated 30 million rand today. And all you got to do is buy your tickets now in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app. You got cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529 hash and then follow the USSDs. Now, we also posted these details on Expresso's social media pages, so you can go check it out right now and panda, push up, play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 67 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. And that means you can stand a chance to become a multi-millionaire, but only if you play now. Carissa, what's happening for the rest of the show now that everybody's excited to make lots of money?
Money, money, money. It's not a funny game, all right? We want that in your pockets. But we don't only want money in your pockets, we also want great winnings when it comes to the Bacomo Powerball game show. Now, we've given away quite a bit this morning, but let's see if we can up the ante. And I can't wait to see what's behind the rest of those letters. So keep your phone on loud and close to you to see what those O and the M is all about. And then we also get into makeup. You know I love some beauty. And finally, for all the girls and guys with sensitive skin, there is something just for you. And you'll find out more about that after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your feel-good breakfast show. Good morning, good morning. Let's get into talking about beauty. You know that's one of my favorite topics. And we all know how tough it can actually be to apply makeup to sensitive skin or even problematic skin. Now, our girl Culinary was on the hunt for a solution and did it just for you. Recently, she visited the Woolworths beauty store out in Sandton City to learn more about the MS London range. Now, this is a clean beauty makeup brand that offers mineral makeup without any harsh irritants. And we have to take a look to see what she got up to.
Finding the right foundation isn't always easy, especially for those with sensitive and acne-prone skin. Miss London Cosmetics is here to redefine mineral makeup by removing harsh irritants and focusing on more skin-loving pigments. This beautiful, clean, high-performance beauty range is suitable for every skin type. Ego, Laurel, good morning. Thank you so much for inviting Expresso here. Please tell us more about Miss London Cosmetics and where it all started for you.
Miss London started because we wanted clean makeup for our very sensitive acne-prone skin. So my sister formulated all of our products from scratch, would you believe, to make sure that the formulas contained absolutely no comedogenic, pore-clogging ingredients or any skin-irritating ingredients. If you have any skin concerns, issues, psoriasis, melasma, acne, especially acne, raw acne even, it will give you the coverage without clogging your pores, without causing any irritation to your skin. So not only do you get the glowing and amazing coverage of mineral makeup, but you also enjoy all the benefits of really clean makeup that doesn't clog your pores and doesn't exacerbate any skin conditions. Step one is you have a clean brush, clean face, and you're ready. This is also full of mineral zinc oxide, which has its own built-in SPF factor. So I'm pinching the brush to pick up powder in the corner so that I can go in exactly where I want the coverage, right? And then pressing down. We've got a special brush and the powder is very blendable. So just a little tapping gets you the coverage and the finish that you're looking for without agitating your skin.
I mean, this is the perfect shade. How do we shade match on our palm, our neck, our face? Where do we start?
In all of the woolies that we're in, we have testers, a full set of testers, and hopefully there's someone there to help you shade match. If there isn't, all you have to do is pick up a tester that kind of looks like your shade and test it on the inner part of your wrist. We were very, very particular about making sure that the foundations matched and looked good on all women's skin tones. The formulation process excluded certain ingredients as we got into the deeper shades and included certain ingredients as we got into the lighter shades, just to make sure that they were true to skin tones.
Now that we've got the coverage, how do we elevate the look?
We're only going to use 2 other products. Product number 1 is Contour One. It's a mineral contour. All of our products are pure powders because powders do not require preservatives. I'm using our angled brush to create a little bit of a shadow around her hairline, forehead. And the beauty of this angled brush is that it's got the pointy end, so we can go in, and then it's got the flatter end so that we can blend, right? Without agitation.
I mean, it's also enhancing your natural features, Laurel. It's beautiful.
The third product is a mineral blush, and guess what? I'm using the same brush. These days, blush placement is a really big topic, and I love the idea of highlighting and uplifting the face with blush. This look is with just 3 products, and it's your everyday daytime. It should take you between 5 to 7 minutes to achieve in the morning. Leave the house feeling confident, looking your best, and if you're going on to a fabulous evening later on, you can just touch up, build on what you already have, add more drama through mascara and brows, but otherwise you can trust that this mineral makeup will see you through day and night, looking good and feeling comfortable.
Absolutely flawless. Now, after years of hand matching products, over 50,000 skin matches, Miss London Cosmetics is taking the beauty world by storm. And you can be a part of the family and shop these incredible, clean, high-performing products from selected Woolworths stores, in-store, or on the Woolies app.
stunning work. I'm so glad that our sensitive or problematic skin havers are sorted. Now shop Miss London, a skin-loving clean beauty range at selected Woolworths stores. You can also find it online and on the app. Plus, there's something for you, Expresso fam. Get 40% off selected W Beauty bath and body products until Sunday the 9th of March 2025. Now that's this Sunday. Now this offer is available in store online and on the app. Happy shopping, and remember, T's and C's do apply.
So we're having a lot of fun delving into who inspires you this morning ahead of International Women's Day, which is tomorrow, the 8th of March. And that being said, we put it to you guys, when you think of a powerful woman, who is the first person to come to mind? And I'd like to invite a powerful woman that definitely comes to mind for me. She owns it, and she does sports as well, which I absolutely love. We've spoken a lot about our own inspiration and women who do inspire us. And I think it is so absolutely vitally important that we don't always look to the celebrities and those that kind of have the lion's share of the media footprint, but those that are in our lives. But I'm dying to hear what people are going to be saying today. But
absolutely.
There is a heartbreaking moment within our industry that we haven't been able to broach yet, and I think we have to take a moment now.
Definitely. I wish we could take the whole show, but let's just have a moment, of course, for the passing of Crystal Roberts. It breaks our hearts to see such a beautiful, beautiful actress and soul not be with us anymore. Renowned SAFTA award-winning as well for her wonderful, wonderful portrayal in Kritoa, and so many more soapies and movies alike that were incredible. She unfortunately succumbed to her battle with cancer. She had stage 4 breast cancer, and at the age of 40 is no longer with us. So we're sending her family so much love and condolences to our Crystal Donna Roberts. We thank you for your work, and of course your legacy continues to live on in your movies.
Oh, completely. And the amount of people who have worked with her just within our set. Obviously, she worked in Postella as a guest presenter a few times as well. So a lot of our crew has worked with her, but she has touched on so many different groundbreaking productions. She's lived on 7 Alarm. She's been in our homes every day. But to the crews, because we are like family, I don't think people realize how close you get when you do these long-run shows like this, or you get into a dramatic piece, as you would know. So to her cast, to her crew, to all those that must be just going through so much pain and trauma right now, we are with you 100%.
Absolutely. I'm just here to celebrate the impact of the legacy that was created. And I think that's something we are left with and something that we can cherish, actually.
Completely.
So I'm going to cherish a lot more right now, because it's not just incredible women that we're cherishing, but also cherishing you and your comments, Mzansi, and especially when it comes to our question that we asked you this morning, and that's about the inspirational woman in your lives. Now, a lot of y'all come through. It looks like Mark Evans up first. Yeah, what do you got to say?
He says, good morning. My mom of 85 years old, my darling Sylvia Sylvester. Her sweetness is my weakness. Oh, Mark Evans.
This one's for you.
She's our weakness as well.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Oh, man, and you can feel the connection and the love. The matriarchs that are looking after all of us. Thank you.
Absolutely. We got Shanaz Davis coming through saying, good morning, Expresso team. I have to say, my beloved mother, she was a woman who raised 4 children alone when my father passed away, and we learned the value of family, not by having material things, but by being there for one another and loving each other. That is beautiful.
Love that.
No better present than being present.
Absolutely. Well, we have another one coming through from Geraldine. Good morning, Geraldine. Saying the most powerful woman I honor in my life is, again, my beloved mother. I love the shout-outs to moms. She instilled in us good values from an early age and definitely just loved on us so much. So thank you so much for that beautiful message, Geraldine.
Absolutely.
I think our crew just started crying and just all fell over because
you can't blame them.
I'm missing my mom right now. I'm thinking, within my life, I suppose I bear witness. My wife is entering into her power stage at the moment. So take that moment to fuel that fire. I absolutely love that. It's just so awesome. Please keep those comments coming. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we're going to love to hear from you, hopefully, when it comes to what's happening in your Feel Good Breakfast show, because we got one lucky winner who needs to get on the line for our Bocomo Super Bowl. And that means you still got, I think, 4 bowls left, actually, to choose from. We've got O, 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 and M. So what's it going to be? Because I'm telling you, anything behind these bowls is a win.
There's some money there, man. There's some really, really cool prizes. Then lest we forget, Carnival is coming. Town Carnival is just about to light up our streets, and we're going to light up our studio in just a moment. Stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Yes, it's time for Power Bowl, courtesy of Bacomo. We've had a lot of fun. We've given away some amazing prizes already. This is the final round of Bacomo Power Bowl game show for today. So for those who have just joined us, our Bacomo Power Bowl board holds 6 bowls with some incredible prizes. Obviously, each spelling Bacomo. As you can see, 2 lucky viewers have already claimed their prizes. 1,500 Rand has already gone. And I love this. It's a kicker, a year's worth. A supply of Bacomo cereals for an entire year. But that means that we have got 4 more letters still to choose. We've got 3 O's and an M. And it's time to meet our final contestant for today and find out which letter he is going to choose. So can we get a very big round of applause for Vuyokazi Kakeka. Vuyokazi, good morning, my dear. How are you?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very good, Vuyokazi. How are you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
Oh, okay.
Understandably, we're all a little bit nervous, and it's okay. What do you love the most about Bacomo? What's your go-to breakfast in the Bacomo family?
I love the taste. It's so crunchy and toasty.
Oh, 100%. It's all about the crunch. Well, hopefully you're going to have a lot of crunching to do with your prize today. So, Vuyokazi, you know that you've got to pick one of these letters. I'm going to spin that bowl around, and we're going to find out what you have won today. So you've got the O at the top. You've got the O closest to me. You've got the M in the middle and the O on the bottom, farthest from me. Which letter would you like to pick out of the word Bacomo?
I would like to go for letter O, the bottom left.
Okay, bottom left. So I'm going to point at it right now. Bottom left. Uncle Lucy, if you can do the honors. My gorgeous assistant. And reveal. Thank you for giving us a gorgeous assistant smile. I appreciate it. You have just won 500 Rand Uber Eats voucher. Vuyokazi, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Hopefully that's going to make your weekend plans just a little bit better. If nothing else, you can get your dinner sorted and then you can have your cereal for breakfast again in the morning. Vuyokazi, congratulations. And I'm going to say it from the Expresso family. Happy International Women's Day this weekend. I'm going to ask you one last question, and it's not for a prize. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had Bacomo cornflakes.
Boom. And she knows that she had to say that anyway, but we would have given you a prize regardless. Vuyokazi, congratulations. We're going to delve into our own box of Bacomo cornflakes for that, as you pointed out, extra crunch this morning, because that's the perfect way to start the day. But Vuyokazi, congratulations. We absolutely love you and love the fact that you won this morning. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, and once again, happy International Women's Day, and congratulations to all our winners today. That's a wrap on today's Bacomo Power Bowl game. And if you want to be in our next draw, if you want to be a lucky caller, buy any Bacomo product and enter for your chance to win your share of 3 million Rand right here on Expresso. And this is how you do it.
Start your day with Bacomo and start winning. Enter the Bacomo Powerball competition and stand a chance to win your share of 3 million Rand in cash and prizes. Buy any participating Bacomo cereal, upload your till slip to Bacomo's WhatsApp line at 074 666 0900, and you could be selected to play live on the Bacomo Powerball game show, where even bigger prizes await. Competition closes for May 2025. Entry details and T's and C's at bacomo.co.za.
How cool is that?
Yo,
Uber
500
Eats.
Rand.
I was like, weekend is sorted. You can just chill at home and just order the good stuff.
Yummy.
Well done.
Congratulations to you. In this final hour, let me tell you, we're still going to get into some yummy details. I'm talking about the Cape Town Carnival, baby.
Yes,
and the theme this year, can I tell you, Raul, it's wowza. Wowza.
Is that really?
You got to say it like that, though.
Wowza.
Wowza.
I'm here for that, and I'm also here for the fact that before we even get into that conversation, we're going to fuel you you up from the inside, and Fatima's still standing by because we've got overnight oats, but it's done with a twist. And I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love it. It's like dessert for breakfast.
Oh, yes, sign me
something
up.
along those lines, and tell you you don't want to go anywhere. Pay attention to this one that's coming at you straight after this. Don't go anywhere.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, listen up, because I've got some very exciting news. On the 15th of March, Cape Town is going to be shut down. In fact, it's going to come alive with the electricity, the energy of the Cape Town Carnival. And we are celebrating 15 years of creativity, not only that, of culture and of community. And this year promises to be bigger than ever, with incredible performances and dazzling floats and special appearances by, and I'm very excited about this one, Rio's Queen of the Drums, Erica Januza. We look forward to happening next week, but today we're joined by Tracy Carter, the performance director of the Cape Town Carnival, and of course we've got Anton Liesbenberg in studio, trustee of the Cape Town Carnival. Please help me in giving them a feel-good welcome. Y'all can do better than that. I said a feel-good welcome. Thank you, thank you. We've got the best guests in studio. We've got to give them. Anton, Tracy, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Wowza is all we can say. All right, before we get into the theme of this year's carnival, we know that you're celebrating 15 years, which is such an incredible, incredible feat. I do want to know about the vision that has been brought to life this year. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, in this celebration of 15 years, we wanted to look back and celebrate some of the key moments and having homages to some of the costumes and the floats that have been developed over the past 15 years, but then also celebrate how far we've come and how we've grown, you know, from the first carnival only having one float. You know, we've come a long way. So I think it really tells that story of the journey, celebrates it, and also the people that have been part of it for those 15 years.
And I love that, because not too long long ago, I got to go to the workshop, seeing how the floats get created and the people behind it as well. And my mind was blown, knowing that it's not just about the fun, but it's about the community too.
Definitely.
But before we touch on that, Anton, because I know I want to ask you about that in particular, the theme Wowza, where did that come from?
Well, it's double-edged. On the one hand, it's wowza, we made 15 years.
Yeah.
Wowza, we're celebrating exactly as Tracy said. The energy, the enthusiasm, the passion, the dedication.
Yeah.
You know, this year we have 48 community groups that have trained, and we'll maybe touch on this a bit later, but we're celebrating that, and then we're also celebrating, so I've got Wowza as a theme, and then I've got WowZA, which is celebrating South Africa.
Yes.
Best set in the world. South Africa is in a fantastic place right now. We've shown the energy and the passion as South Africans to South Africa through the carnival. So yeah, it's double-edged for me personally.
And I love that. Wow, ZA, wow, South Africa. Because right now we are going through something, a renaissance of sorts, globally and also in our country. We feel the energy. And I love, like I said, it's not just about, you know, the fun. It's about the culture. It's about the communities. So can we touch on that a little bit? Just talking about how carnival feeds back into the community, how we celebrate each other, and how we put that on a bigger stage.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of the journey for Carnival that sometimes the world doesn't get to see.
Right.
It's actually how we journey and grow in community and how in this diverse family of Cape Town Carnival, where we've got community groups coming from all over, from Atlantis, Khayelitsha, Mitchell's Plain, Retreat, Parklands, you name it, they are represented. Cape Town is represented on that fan walk, and I think that's so beautiful. And not only from the performer side, but also from the makers and the builders, and seeing people grow in their journey and come on as interns with no skills and now heading up departments, you know. So I think that's what's so beautiful, to see how this organization not only puts on a spectacular show, but is really involved in grassroots, developing people, and for them to find a space to actually come into their own.
Oh, speaking about coming to your own, we've got to highlight one woman in particular, because she is standing by Zandile Dumile, looking so stunning. Please come and give her. You see, you got a bigger applause than them. I'm just gorgeous, girl. Your crown. Somebody fix her crown.
There we go.
Okay, the queen that she is. And I want to touch on you for a second. I mean, this costume is absolutely epic. You being part of this carnival is incredible. What's your experience been like?
It's been a great experience so far. And I love how every year comes with different perspective and changes.
Yeah.
And how this year I'll be dancing along Paxton Felix.
I love that, because I was going to ask you what a highlight is. Paxton, of course, is going to be joining us on stage, and we're going to keep an eye on you for sure. I mean, it's hard to miss you in this costume. But talk to me about what we can expect on the 15th. I mean, it's a week from now,
It's
a week and a day. Paxton Felix, of course, is going to be there. Zandile is going to be there. Who else can we expect?
Oh, this year we've got a whole host of wonderful guests that's going to be joining us.
I'm gonna talk about the ladies' eye candy, and then you talk about the rest.
Okay, let's start over here.
Yeah.
So for the last 15 years, the fireman, from a ladies' eye candy point of view, has led the pack. This year we have the Stormers.
Wow.
And so they have competition.
Yeah, they have.
And so for the ladies, definitely there's enough eye candy. For the gentlemen, there's always eye candy.
For Zandile and many more.
Absolutely.
But yes, so as Anton said, we've got the Stormers coming. We've got Bravo Leroux. You know, his energy is just fantastic. So he's closing off the parade for us. Then this year we're really excited on our Gatsby float. We're going to be having some of our KFM DJs, as well as Ready D and Youngster CPT.
Come on.
You know, we say the king of the Cape Flats has to be on the Gatsby. You know what I mean? So we've got them. We've got the drag cartel that are going to be there. So
it's the first time,
it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
When you say Cape Town's represented, you meant that on the highest notes. I love it. I love the girlies from the drag cartel.
Oh yeah,
they're so fabulous. Let's get into talking a little bit more about maybe how you see the carnival evolving over the next couple of years. 15 is incredible, but we want to see 100 years, right?
Yeah.
How do we continue making it fun and relevant and exciting going forward?
Well, as trustees, we have a certain vision, which probably premature to disclose, but we've taken the Rio Carnival as an example, and there are numerous carnivals around the world that we kind of look at, not trying to replicate, but trying to learn from, and then say, how do we South Africanize them?
Right.
So as you've been to the factory,
Yeah.
the factory or the workshop, as we call it, is quite an incredible experience because we've made 30,000 outfits in that little office there, right there. Everything you see on the day has been presented and manufactured over the last year for the 15th of March. So, yes, there are massive visions to improve the day experience, but also the running up to the day from a tourism point of view, from a workshop point of view, etc. But more about that later.
We won't reveal all our cards at once. I love it.
Indeed.
We look forward to the next 15 years. I have to say, my favorite float was the one with the headphones, obviously, speaking to my radio side. What's your favorite float?
Oh, there are so many, but I think for me, definitely, I think the Beach Queens, I think is a favorite of mine, where we're bringing Muizenberg Beach to the
CBD.
And then we've also got one which is Camissa, where we're actually going to be bringing Table Mountain and the beautiful landscape of that. So I think there's going to be such contrast, and there's a little bit something for everybody. You know?
But very much a Cape Town. I mean, where in the world do you get a Gatsby float?
I'm telling you, the Gatsby float looks
it just says it all,
And it's basically the experience, I think. It's standing on that fan walk. It's like taking a trip around the peninsula. A day in Cape Town is what you're experiencing. From the Cape Flats to Kirstenbosch to along the coast, watching a sunset at Camps Bay, seeing the nightlife and the stars. That's what the parade actually tells. It tells the story of a day in our beautiful city.
And I love that. I think last year there was a touch on a more global space, and now we're bringing it back home, which we love to celebrate and love to see, right? Do you have a favorite or a favorite costume? I assume you're wearing this. Come on. What more is it to say? Sunset is beautifully being represented. Okay, I think that I want to give you guys a camera, maybe camera one, Trace. Tell people why they need to come on the 15th of March to witness this.
Cape Town, we have been working for almost a year now, putting together an absolutely spectacular show just for you. It's free of charge. It's an opportunity for you to come out as a family, enjoy the beautiful mother city, the beautiful scenery that we have, and then watch a show that I'm sure is going to blow your mind. Cape Town, we are ready for you, and I hope to see you all there on the 15th of March. Remember, we start at 6 p.m., but our village is open from 3 o'clock, so you can come early, have some fun, get something to eat, and get ready for a wowzer experience.
Oh, coming for my job. I love that. That was stunning. That was all the convincing you needed.
All the convincing we needed, exactly.
I'm telling you, 6 o'clock is when it goes down, but like you said, it is open from 3. Come on through with your family. It's going to be free. We're going to have some fun and really just dance the night away. In fact, I think, Zandile, you're going to be part of the performances today. Show us how to move. Show us how to dance. Show us how to shimmy with that gorgeous costume. And of course, Expresso fam, we've got a taste of what you can experience at Carnival coming your way very soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, there is so much to look forward to. Can you believe it? And it's only a week away, and I can't wait to actually see those performances because, it is just electric to say the least. Now, what I'm not going to say the least about is the fact that there's something delicious that we're about to talk about. And we've got the Woolworths Taste commercial content editor, Fatima Saib, still here in the kitchen to whip up something decadent, something classic, and something that you never thought could have such a twist when we're talking about overnight oats. Now, this recipe is packed with the seeds to keep you fuller for longer, especially during Ramadan. So, Fatima, I'm so grateful that you're here because I think these are perfect ingredients that I'm looking at, and I can't wait to see how this comes together.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah, I love this. Talking to me about some of the notes and the ingredients here because it looks like it's quality, to say the least.
Of course, yeah. Nothing but the best for Ramadan.
Yes.
So we're starting with good quality oats, obviously.
Nice.
We have some yogurt.
Beautiful. Is that plain yogurt?
Yeah, plain, full cream, whatever you want to use. You can use low. I know you're smiling now, but you can use low fat also.
Yeah, I love the full cream now. I think it's got all the good stuff and it's got the good fats that we need as well. So.
Exactly. And if you want to make it vegan, just use coconut yogurt. So play it on.
Nice hack. I like that.
Yeah. Some salt, and we're going to add some chocolatiness with some cocoa powder. So
hang on, where's the sugar?
So that's the best part.
You're not adding sugar in this?
No.
Yes, I love you already. This is awesome.
So it's refined sugar-free, right? So
Yes.
we're using dates actually to make it
Brilliant.
nice and sweet. But I'll show you that afterwards.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is mix everything together in this bowl. It's really simple.
Okay, cool.
So we have our oats. Let me just move that. And we're going to add the yogurt.
Yeah.
And I love chocolatey things.
Oh, who doesn't?
Of course, duh.
And I love how you're keeping it authentic by adding the cocoa powder, right? Nice.
Of course, yeah.
And combined with salt always brings that balance. But more importantly, I know we're talking about great ingredients. Why do you think it's important to be fueling yourself correctly, especially during Ramadan and during periods of fasting like this?
Yeah, it's long days, you know, and you're up at 4:30. Some people, I can't sleep after we eat because I wake up and I'm a zombie. And I know a lot of people have that same issue.
And then
So
the food also energizes you and wakes you up at the same time, right?
Exactly, right? So you want to make sure that you're fueling your body correctly so that you have the energy to continue with your day and, you know, just go about as normal.
Well, this is definitely going to tick that box. So we've got nutrition tick.
Yep.
Obviously, I would imagine that you need to hydrate because you're not consuming any liquids as well, right, during the fast, is
Yes,
that correct?
that's correct. So you have your water, whatever you want in the morning, and then you just say a prayer and you continue with your day.
And I do think that it's quite incredible to note that your body can go through this period.
Yeah.
It can deal with it and it does adjust quite accordingly and does miraculous things if you start to gain some of the further benefits of fasting. And for me, I think it's definitely the spiritual benefits.
Yeah.
You start to really connect the mind and body. You start to gain this clarity. If you can try and negate the sensation of wanting to eat.
Yes.
That's really the sweet spot. And I'd encourage everybody, whether you are Islamic or not, whether you practice the traditions and the cultures, try a period of fasting. Try fast for even 24 hours. Make sure that you fuel before that, and especially when it comes to liquids, get electrolytes in as well.
Yeah.
That's obviously important, so we can
Very important.
actually hydrate ourselves.
Yeah.
But I love what you did, and we were speaking about this off air. You mentioned you would eat something rich in protein as a breakfast opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that's important?
So a lot of people, again, can't do this. I don't really know of anyone else that eats like a lot of protein in the morning, but I can do a steak. I can do like chicken, because I need that. For me, it's the best way for me to fast. And then sometimes I'll do a protein shake. Or like this morning, I just had ostrich patties.
Nice.
And I'm fine. I'll be okay for the rest of the day with a lot of water.
That sounds delicious. That's a beautiful breakfast. And I love the fact that you are including good nutrition and especially protein. I think out of all the macros, fats, proteins, and carbs, proteins actually is so underrated, especially not just for building muscle, but just allowing our body to function correctly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you mentioned some great examples of proteins. You were talking about burgers, you're talking about ostrich patties.
Yeah.
You've got so many cool options. What else would you maybe recommend in the protein world that you can think of off the top of your head?
Well, for this recipe specifically, I'm using the hulled hemp seeds, and I know this is a good source, right? This is a good source of protein.
I love this. It's a brilliant source. Yeah. High protein content. Obviously, it's something that has a good flavor profile to it as well.
I love it. Right? The nuttiness.
Yes.
So
and
good.
We don't have a lot of protein-rich natural sources in the vegan world. So again, when we can tend to lend a hand from nature, that's where we're getting a great addition to it as well.
Exactly.
And then not only that, but also, can I talk about the seeds you're putting in here?
Yes.
Because there's sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. This is great oils, stuff that's good for your joints, good for your hair as well, for great health from the skin, inside and out. So this is not just filling you up and fueling you, but this is also ticking the boxes when it comes to the secondary benefits of the nutrient boxes being ticked. So I'm praising this meal right now. Fatima, you've come through with something incredible here. This is really underrated.
Thank you.
Where are we at you with the recipe, though?
So I've just combined everything together with your seeds and your, almost forgot what it's called, hemp
hemp seeds, yeah.
You measure with your heart, as much as you want, as little as you want. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. It's really up to you. I add it for the extra protein and also for the texture, because it's always nice to have a little bit of crunchiness with the oats.
And this is something you'd obviously make the night before, right?
Yes,
and I've heard that there's certain things that you shouldn't maybe add to overnight oats. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I thought I could be smart and add nuts to it and fruit. So try not do that, right? Add it in fresh. What happens is the nuts actually go soggy, and the fruit just goes like mushy. So maybe add that in fresh so you can keep it, and just keep this as the base, because that is perfect.
Yes.
Let's start finishing this off, because I know there's a few more steps we're going to add to this, right?
So this you're going to put in the fridge overnight. You're just going to cover it, let it go. So in the morning, like obviously I have mine, which has the fruit and the date caramel on it, but that I would suggest you do in the morning. It's quick. It's
fresh.
Quick. If you want to do your fruits the night before, do that. But because this can actually keep for like 3 or 4 days in the fridge, you don't want to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So you don't want to actually leave it like that for that long, because then the fruits are really going to go a bit.
A bit not like how we like
Not
it. So,
so
so
nice.
you're essentially saying that something like this I could serve up the night before, but have it for like 3 days worth of breakfast. If I
Yeah.
kept it. Brilliant.
covered.
Convenience, saving me time, especially when we have to wake up that early
Exactly.
to get the fuel in before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So this is absolutely brilliant. All right, let me not waste any more time. Let's finish this thing off now.
Awesome.
I love what I'm hearing.
So I'm going to ask you to cut the fruits in half, and
me
we're
to
going to
work.
show how to decorate them. So you can just cut the figs and the berries and place them around the glasses. This you can do.
Nice. I'm just trying to pay attention to how it looks, see if I can replicate that look. Okay.
You can do this the night before if you're going to eat it the next morning, but don't make it ahead. Rather keep this separately in the fridge and then do it again the next night, especially with the fruit. You know?
So something like that, like a slice and
Yeah.
then place it on the side would work?
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Just mush it in there.
Mush it and get
Or
it.
you can just throw your fruits in. Just
We call it rustic.
There we go.
We call it rustic.
Just be natural.
Oh, but it's quite cool because obviously the fruit is still fresh and it's got that moisture level, so it can actually stick to the side quite easily. I thought it's just going to all sink to the bottom.
No.
This is so cool.
We're using soft fruits, which is the tip here. You can also use bananas if you like. The flavor combination, bananas, chocolate.
Yeah, and
Any
obviously,
day.
again, ticking the boxes of nutrition,
Yeah.
rich in potassium. That's going to give you some great energy throughout the day. Am I
Totally.
also throwing the berries and stuff on the side as
Yeah,
well?
well,
This is-
I wasn't going to say cut them, but you do you, boo.
I love
Throw
the
them in.
look of this. It's revealing the heart of the fruit and all the good stuff inside
Yeah.
of it. So this is perfectly simulating what I think is a perfect meal. So well done.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
you know how there's no sugar in here, right? So we are adding some sweetness though.
Okay.
We're getting it from dates, which is super important food in Ramadan. Keeps you full. It's very important.
And don't you
it's
think
amazing.
that dates, I think, historically and through the tradition and through the culture as well, it's something that you often break your fast
Yeah,
with. And
we break
I've
our fast.
learned how powerful dates actually are. Gives you that great sweetness,
Yeah.
gives you that energy, but it also has like a bit of a low GI index
Yeah.
to it. So it's not going to give you that insulin spike. So I know when you're a diabetic, this is something in moderation, of course, that you can also consume
Yeah.
as a great way to kind of maintain the levels, and you won't get that spike as much. So
Correct.
I love what you've done
As
here.
long
So
as you're doing the right dates, because there's quite a few variants.
Oh,
so
yeah?
this is the medjool date, which is my favorite thing. It's
Okay.
my go-to snack in the day. Always have dates in the fridge. For the date caramel, you want to use something like this, because you can see how juicy, it's plump, it's juicy, it's just
good, yeah.
like toffee, right?
It is like that toffee, yes, 100%.
So the
Okay.
date caramel, 3 ingredients. It's something I keep in my fridge, and my husband is diabetic, but I often find him going to the fridge and just like,
Having a little bit of that
it's like
good
this
stuff.
is the
yeah.
best thing
Can't
ever.
resist.
All you do is throw all of this in a high-speed blender. This is a tablespoon of salt, but you taste as you go along because you can make it saltier, or
yeah.
you don't have to
Perfect.
make it salty. And then, can you pass me the one that's
And then
already done?
fast forward into
Yeah.
time. Boom, boom, boom. Fatima's already come through and prepared something for us. So I'm
Yeah.
going to just put this away just so that we can pay attention to what it looks like over there. And then here's our
And
oats
our
as well.
oats.
So everything's come together. That's what it looks like once it's set overnight. That's our mixture. And then we just put it together.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
do you want to scoop that in there?
Okay,
You
let's
can
have fun with this one.
However
Dun,
much
dun,
you want to
dun.
eat. And this is great because you can control your portions.
And you can also control the mess that you create.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
don't have to do what I
totally.
just did right now.
This is not how I make it, please. Mine
Yes,
is
yes,
neat.
yes, it's fine. You don't have to put your name on this one. I'll put my name on it, don't worry. Yours is obviously going to look a lot better, but I think this is where you can have fun with it, like you
Yeah.
mentioned now. So you're going to decorate that good stuff on top.
Yeah, so again, if you don't do a lot of sugar, you don't have to add this. But I love adding this for the texture, the flavor, the saltiness with the oats and the chocolate. It just works together so beautifully.
Absolutely beautifully. Now, while you finish that off, let me remind you, Mzansi, that this is something that you have to get your hands on. We're talking about overnight oats, which is getting a little bit of a refresh, but we are not complaining. And you can find this and more Ramadan recipe inspiration at woolworths.co.za. You can shop all the ingredients at Woolworths, in-store, online, and of course on the Woolies Dash app. And I gotta say, Varema, thank you so much for coming through this morning. We absolutely appreciate you. We're wishing you nothing but serenity and holiness during this incredible and important month. And this has been inspiration that I came for.
Yay,
High five.
thank
Give
you.
It to oh, yeah. I love it.
Awesome.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, we've got a few moments left with you, so we'll use them wisely. Please play Powerball and Powerball Plus today, because there are 67 million rand in total estimated jackpots up for grabs this Friday. You could make it rain lots of cash this March. Sorry, I didn't do the thing. You got to do the thing. Sorry. But please play your Powerball. Estimated 37 million up there. Then Powerball Plus for an added 30 million rand today. Come on.
Incredible. Lots of money to be had. So all you have to do is buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za. That is the website. There is the mobile app while you're on your phone. There is cell phone banking, or simply just head to *120 *7529#, and that is for USSD.
If you forget them again, you can go to our social media pages and you can check them out there. And it's not like we say this every day or something. You can find a push or play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 67 million rand in total jackpots today. That's the estimation. You stand a chance to become a multi-millionaire. So play now and good luck.
Oh my goodness. Right now, though, to put you in the best of mood, it's Friday. Did you forget?
It is, baby. Come on.
We got to get into some carnival goodness. And when I tell you goodness is coming your way, you're not even ready. A sneak peek of what's to come down next week.
Another feel-good production.